What's up, team? Hope you guys are good. Let me get everything set up. There we go. Let me know if you can hear everything. We're going to be playing some music as well. We got Coinbase earnings today. We also have a few other ones that we can track. What's up, Bull? What's up, K? What's up, Clean? G? We're at 2250s for AMC. Coinbase currently at 8740s. Bullish or bearish? We're also going to be doing our Twitter poll as we do. How's it puts? How's it puts on coin? I'm going to be sending our newsletter out as well. Should be a fun day. We'll see what we get. How do you think these are going to affect the broader market, the Coinbase earnings? We got our poll on Twitter. Vote on said poll right here. Closing the green. I think I was green today. Let me see. I might not have been. Yeah, I was slightly green. I'm ever so slightly green. I am just balling out of control today. Currently, I am up a whopping $1.77, and I'm ecstatic about it, to be honest, because if I cannot lose money today, then we're doing pretty good. Here's the SPY. You love to see it. Q has been incredibly choppy. We'll see how Coinbase reacts to everything. I think the relevant thing to watch with Coinbase is Bitcoin, really specifically. Bitcoin over 23K just recently. Earnings come out. Oof, at 5:30. Well, damn. That is late. Coinbase, what the heck, man? Let me see. I checked earnings whisper. What other earnings do we have today? Y'all help me out here. I think look at the calendar for aftermarket close today. We got ENDP. Oh, Roblox is today as well. Roblox, RBLX. Yeah, Roblox earnings are today. I completely forgot about that. All right. Yeah, so we got Roblox coming out with earnings today as well. We got oh yeah, Unity's dropping their earnings as well here. I forgot about that, man. Unity software. We got a lot of stuff. Unity's not really a big stock, to be honest. I mean, it's a big stock, don't get me wrong, but it's not like it's not huge. I'll put it that way. What a slow day. Hey, what's up, Larry? Oh man, what a day, man. What a day. I'm tired. We got a lot of moving. I'm gonna be so busy the next few days, man. Ugh. All right, so let's check the poll here. We got 19 votes already. About 58% are saying puts, 42% are saying calls. Oh man, well, Bull, grandmother passed away Sunday. Luckily, I drove into Louisiana, where I'm originally from, to visit her before she passed. She was on hospice for about 3 or 4 days prior to it. And so my whole family packed up and rode out to basically say goodbye to her, which we did. And it was nice. It was not nice, but it was a good last, hard, but, good that glad we did it. And then the funeral's coming up, and then we got earnings and just running a trading channel. It's just a lot, man. Shout out to Master Chief. Kids go back to school soon, so they got a bunch of work. They're stressed out about it, I'm out of coffee. I drank my pumpkin spice latte today. That was the only coffee I had this morning. So we got green tea and Master Chief right here. So honestly, it's kind of good. Coin earnings dropping in about when did the coin earnings actually drop though? Isn't coins coming out at 4:10 Eastern Standard Time? The estimates are for 1.23 billion in revenue, $3.04 loss per share, or what the estimates are. Thank you, Coin Market Cap. We'll post these up here so people can kind of see what's going down. So these are the expectations. And so here is basically the full list for Coinbase right now. They're released at 410. Expectations are for 304 EPS, 1.23 billion in revenue. Yeah, thank you, Bull. We appreciate it, man. But yeah, just a busy time, bro. Just a busy time, Whew. All right, so Coinbase starting to ramp back up a little bit. Unity offered 58.2 share buyout and deal valued at 1 billion. Nice. Let's put this a little bit larger so you guys can see it. We're also going to make this a scrolling list here. There we go. Also, y'all do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. Run those like counts up. Vote on the poll as we do here as well. We got the poll on. We got 43 votes on the Coinbase poll already. I'm definitely not short coin. I like Coinbase. I think Coinbase is the single most well-known and widely used cryptocurrency brokerage in the world. And so with that, Coinbase failing is bad for cryptocurrency in general. And so I certainly don't want coin to fail. I want coin to do well because I want crypto to do well, and as should you. What's up, SPAC? Roblox, Unity dropping their earnings today as well. We'll cover the Unity one as soon as it comes out. Again, Unity is U. They're not doing an earnings call, it doesn't look like. Their numbers are supposed to drop sometime after the closing bell. So Unity's not doing an earnings call, it looks like, right? Oh, maybe so. No. So Unity's not doing an earnings call. I wonder why. But yeah, their Q2 earnings are dropping after the bell. So we'll see what those show as well. We got Roblox as well dropping their numbers also. So there's Bitcoin. Here's Unity. Had a kind of crazy day with the announcement this morning. Roblox getting some volatility on that front also. This time is crazy for crypto. I agree with you. Crypto is everything. Yeah, man, people don't understand it, bro. They don't understand the use for it, you know? Like, you get a lot of people that are anti-government that hate cryptocurrency, and it's just kind of like, bro, cryptocurrency is the way to have monetary, assets without the government controlling it, and so a W for crypto is a W for freedom, in my opinion. Oh man, people are mad at Facebook for apparently giving a Nebraska teenagers DMs so they could prosecute her about abortion. So, All right, guys. So yeah, we got Roblox consolidating here. What's the larger cap company out of today here? I think what is Roblox? What kind of cap does Roblox have? Let me see. So Roblox is about 29 billion cap. Unity is, I think, about the same, maybe a little bit less, right? Yeah, 14 or 15 billion for Unity. And then Coinbase today is a 21 billion. So Roblox is actually surprisingly the larger cap company. Hey, nice pawn. Hey, nice bull. Yeah, we're going to do a poll here as well. Bull or bearish on coin. Bullish or bearish on Coinbase Q2 earnings. Again, vote on the poll. It is now live here. SPAC, why don't you like FaZe, bro? I don't like FaZe either as a stock. I like the company. I think I like video games, so I want FaZe to succeed. I think in some ways they've been a little predatory with certain gamers and squads and stuff like that. But generally speaking, I like FaZe. I don't think they're a safe company to hold long term though, just because of the vulnerability and trendy, aspect of their business. I think that trends change in video games very quickly, and so gamers. I think it's a little risky in that regard, but All right, guys, coin up to 88.70. He's pumping up a little bit. Let me go ahead and send out a Coinbase earnings. We got over 300 people on this. Over 300 people, guys, on the list here for our. Over 300 people on the list here for our mailing list. So join our mailing list. It's beginnertrading.net/members. Here is the link for that if you want to check it out. Join our mailing list. It's completely free. We don't charge a penny for anything. I'm getting ready to send out this now. So join 300 plus other people in getting our mailing list. Again, we'll try to send you a watch list every morning, give you updates on the big news and stocks. Yeah, it'll be interesting. How much do you think? How much do you think Roblox is going to affect crypto if it's bad earnings or good? You know. All right, we're getting ready to send our email newsletter out now. All right, sending our Coinbase. That should be good. Scheduling it now. Coinbase dipping down, rejected at $89. I don't think it'll affect crypto at all. Coinbase is getting sued. Just read an article about it today. Yeah, for sure. They're getting sued. They've been getting sued. Short phase because they won't let BAMs in from COD. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Yeah, I'm tired too, bro. I'll have to stop being emotional, though. It's making people money. Maybe I'll buy a large pullback. What is phase at right now? Wow, dude. Honestly, bro, this thing has been ramping up, man. Shout out to FaZe, bro. I mean, it's got the community. You know, I don't trust it long term, and I'm not holding it, but I don't necessarily want it to fail. And so, listen, if you can make money with it, you can make money. Big day for FaZe. Big ramp. Hey, what's up, Eric? Coin was just over 100 a few days ago. Yeah, but it was also at 60 about a week or two ago, you know? And so it's all relative to, you know, when we look at it. Yeah, it was at 60 5 days ago. So, I mean, yeah, stocks don't hold all their gains. You know, they're going to ramp up some, but they're going to pull back too. And that's kind of what we're getting now. Doesn't mean it's weak. It's actually been really strong over the last few days. I kind of respect FaZe Banks. I can kind of respect them as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of work to build communities like that, man. And so, you know, I can kind of respect it. Oh, well, yeah, but you can't. They've got a ton of members, so I'm sure. Listen, everybody's running crypto scams nowadays, bro, to be honest. Y'all hit the like button as well. We're looking at the poll numbers. 26 votes, 65% are actually bearish, 35% are bullish. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes until the coin earnings. Again, Unity's dropping their numbers today as well. So we got Unity numbers coming out. It looks like Coin is going to be dropping theirs at 410. Roblox is going to come out early at 405. Unity's dropping theirs at 405 as well. So we should see, we're going to see Roblox and Unity drop those about 5 minutes past the bell. And then Coinbase is dropping theirs at 410 Eastern Standard Time. And again, Coinbase is expecting a $3.04 EPS loss per share. Estimates of 1.23 billion in revenue, minus 44.8% growth. And so Coinbase is not expecting good. Roblox is expecting 23-cent loss per share in EPS, about 658.46 million in revenue, or maybe sales. And then Unity is expecting 21-cent loss per share, 309.76 million in sales. So we'll see what happens on that front. MicroStrategy. Well, then he's a scumbag then, SPAC. Yeah. Yeah, so guidance is going to be ultimately what it's about, bro. But I don't think, if I'm being completely real, I don't think Coinbase can accurately predict their guidance effectively, because what they would have to do is ultimately predict where the price of cryptocurrencies are going. And I don't think that's an easy thing to necessarily predict. I think if it was, they'd be a lot more profitable than they are right now. I'm not saying they're not profitable. I just don't think predicting where Bitcoin is going is easy, or you know, even necessarily possible. I think we can predict where it's going long term, but short term in terms of guidance, I think that's going to be incredibly difficult to judge. And, you know, I think that's what their guidance is going to be. So Take profit today. Tomorrow will be panic selling. Hey, we'll see, bro. We got 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes until the Coinbase earnings drop. Three minutes, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Man, I didn't realize this earnings call is not going to come out until 5:30, bro. It's in an hour and a half. It's all right. We're still covering good. Phase all the way up to 20.35. So Phase is running. Here's Unity. So there's Unity at 50 plus. We got Roblox dropping their numbers. So again, look at Unity and look at Roblox. They're going to be dropping their numbers at 4:05. So 5 minutes after the closing bell. Coinbase isn't supposed to drop theirs until 4:10. Yeah, crypto 2024. All right, guys. 2 minutes here. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes, really. Coinbase currently sitting at $88. Man, I didn't even monetize the stream. There we go. All right, guys. Coin up to 88 bucks. 88 bucks. All right, guys. Here's the closing bell. Bitcoin tomorrow, 22K. Yeah, Bitcoin currently sitting. Where's it at? All right, Roblox down to 47s here, guys. Are y'all buying Roblox? Let me know. Calls are puts on Roblox, I guess. Yeah, calls are puts on Roblox. Okay, here's the closing bell, guys. Let's get ready. All right, guys, let's see what we get. All right, guys, so we did have an initial reaction on Coinbase right before the close. We're looking at Roblox and we're looking at Unity. Those are both supposed to drop a little bit closer past the opening bell or closing bell. Unity pump it up a little bit post bell here. Let me pull up all these charts. We got Coin up, nothing out yet. 5:30 is when that earnings call is going to be. We got Unity. They're not doing an earnings call today, but that's supposed to happen sometime post bell. And then we got Roblox today as well. We also got like ENDP, a few other ones. Roblox earnings call is actually going to be tomorrow morning early. But again, kind of sitting back waiting here. Nothing yet. We got Unity pumping up a little bit post bell. Coinbase at 87.20s. 87.20s. All right, guys, let me know what you're watching here. Oh, Riot blockchain. Yeah, we did Mary yesterday. I thought Ryan was a little bit later. Coinbase pulling back down to 87s here. 87s. Again, the earnings should be released anytime now. Unity is currently at 50.30s. We got Coinbase currently at about 87.50s. Nothing really moving yet. I got all the other charts up too, so we can watch kind of what goes down here. Hey, thank you, Pawn. Appreciate you, bro. Again, nothing yet for anything. Yeah, Roblox, they're both supposed to be released in about 4 minutes, guys, for Roblox and Unity. They're all supposed to be released at 4:05 specifically. Coinbase is supposed to be 4:10. And so we're watching Unity. We're watching Roblox. We're watching ENDP. Was supposed to release their numbers too, but that's a cheap penny stock at this point in time. The trading desk. dropped their numbers. Yeah, TTD just dropped their numbers. You can see TTD 337 versus 364 revenue beat. Joshua, you got the Bloomberg terminal, bro? How is it? All right, yeah, TTD ramping up on a positive result here. Again, TTD put in a loss per share of 4 cents, second quarter adjusted EPS of 20 cent, profit, second quarter loss of 19.1 million, second quarter revenue of 377 million. So EPS, so yeah, here's TTD if you want it. We haven't really seen anything else yet, so we're kind of waiting on the rest of these numbers to come. Again, here's TTD if you guys want this one while we're waiting here. Nothing out for anything else. We're still kind of chilling here. I'll put this in the comments. Nothing out for Coinbase. Yeah, there's the TTD numbers. Again, we're going to move over to Unity. I put the TTD numbers in chat. There's Unity, nothing. Roblox, dipping down a little bit, but no data yet for these. All right, still checking Coinbase. Nothing for Coin, nothing for Unity yet. Again, those should come out about 2 minutes at 4:05. So we still got a little bit of time there. Hey, what's up, Chris? Roblox has announced its earnings in 1 minute. 1 minute, 4:05 p.m. market time. CPI data is tomorrow. That's going to be a crazy, crazy day. Trade Desk beat, yeah. So we posted that in the chat as well. All right, guys. Coming up pretty soon to the 4:05 earnings release time. Coming up pretty soon to it. Again, we should have the numbers drop in about 20 seconds, 15 seconds. 15 seconds, guys, for Roblox and Unity. Again, Roblox and Unity numbers should be coming out pretty soon. Sometime in the next minute is when they're scheduled to drop. We did have a pop on Roblox. All right, so there's 4:05. So Roblox numbers should be out right now. Let's see. Roblox dumping down to 43.20. All right, so revenue was up 30% to 591.2 million on Roblox. Let's see if we can find the EPS. Revenue was 591.2 million for Roblox, up 30% year over year. Unity also dropped their numbers too. Coinbase doesn't come out until another 5 minutes. So here's Unity and here's Roblox. Bear with me as we cover these news as they come out. Again, Roblox. Revenue was between 205 and 208, up 25 to 27%. DAUs. It's Roblox and Unity both dropping here. Nothing out for Coinbase yet. Again, revenue between 205. All right, so here's Roblox's numbers right here. So here's Roblox's numbers. That's Roblox right there. 30-cent loss, missed the 21-cent estimate. Sales of 591.2, missed the 645 estimate for Roblox. Still waiting for Unity numbers to get a little bit better reported here. All right, so Unity posted a 18-cent beat. 21-cent loss, so they expected 18-cent loss, or no, they expected a 21-cent loss. They ended up showing an 18-cent loss per share, and so they beat EPS by small margins. Love you. Sales of 297 million. Here's the Unity numbers right here. And again, so Unity actually had mixed results. They beat on EPS by about 3 cents. They had sales miss though. They expected 290. They expected 298.3. They showed 297. So a slight miss. So Unity, I'm surprised is, it's a mixed result, but it's a very slight miss and very slight beat. So Unity's very neutral. In terms of Roblox missed sizable amount, about 9 cents. Sales of 591, missed the 645 estimates for Roblox. Shares are down about 7.5% for you. You can see Roblox tanking. We got about 3 minutes before Coinbase numbers drop. About 3 minutes before Coinbase numbers drop. But you can see both of these numbers here. We'll try to put them all in the same chat too. So there's Roblox. Here is... Oh, hold on. Yeah, there goes Unity. And then we're going to put these up here, and you can see both of these drop. Here's the full numbers for both right there. Again, waiting for Coinbase, but both of these are reacting pretty bearishly here. Are you buying this dip, I guess is the question. Are you buying this dip? Let me know. Oh, my man Bullwaves. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, dude. Shout out to my man Bullwaves for the $5 dono, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, dude. All right, let's see what the guidance shows for Roblox and Unity. We're waiting on those. No, not buying the dip. Win. I might buy the dip on Unity if it drops big enough. I like Unity software. Roblox, I'm not really a big... I love video games, but I don't know if I like holding long-term video games. Trends change too much in terms of gaming and studios for me to really like holding anything in video game niche long-term. Unity's software, so that's a different story completely. All right, Coinbase got about a minute and a half left before their numbers drop too. Unity actually went green on the day. Most likely, let me see. Okay, so here is the third quarter sales guidance. I'm going to post this in chat right here. So they missed on sales guidance. They missed on both fronts. So weird. Unity's moving up, but they actually missed in third quarter guidance. They showed third quarter sales of 315 to 335, missed the 346 estimate. Sales of fiscal 22 sales of 1.3 to 1.35 versus 1.36. So they actually missed on sales and on guidance for Unity. Which is surprising. I don't know why it popped up like that, but they, again, slight guidance miss. Coinbase is dropping their numbers in about 30-40 seconds here, so we'll be covering those as they happen as well. I'm using Benzinga. You can check the link in the description to try out Benzinga for free. Unity actually just went green on the day. It's at 51, and the Coinbase earnings are going to be going live again in about 30 seconds or so. 30 seconds for Coinbase, so stick around. But yeah, Unity kind of slightly green. Roblox is just dumping down here. Let's see if we can find the Roblox guidance. Roblox just posted a crap ton of data. I don't see the guidance here though. All right, guys, here's the Roblox numbers dropping in the next 20 seconds. All right, guys, let's watch Coin. Unity slightly green on the day. Coinbase at 86.50s. The numbers should be live right now. So let's check out Coinbase earnings. All right, waiting for Coinbase here, guys. The numbers should be live pretty soon. All right, they were supposed to drop at 410, which is right now. I'm not seeing anything yet for them, though. Nothing out for Coinbase yet. Still waiting. The number's supposed to be out at 410, which is right now. So sometime in the next minute, hopefully they drop the numbers, but I don't see anything yet. And again, Unity actually posted worse than expected guidance. So I don't know why it popped up on guidance. I thought maybe they would run up, but still waiting on the Coinbase data. Nothing for Coinbase yet. Coinbase numbers should drop anytime now. Yeah, Unity earnings are out. My bad. Here are both of their numbers right here. It doesn't include guidance. Unity missed on guidance. A slight miss, but it was still a miss. Again, no data for Coinbase out yet. Still waiting on those numbers to drop, which should be any time now, hopefully. Down to 4.4. Oh, man. Nothing for Coinbase out yet. Again, guys, still waiting on this. And you can see Coinbase hasn't moved yet, so they haven't actually released their numbers yet. I'm also going to put it in sub-only mode for the sole reason, guys, of we need 50 more subs to hit 82,000 subscribers. 50 more, and we'll hit 82,000. So listen, if it's your first time here, we got... how many people we got here? We got 450 people here, guys. Take the time, hit the sub button. Help us hit that 82,000 subscriber level, guys. We really appreciate you all. Truly do. Thank you guys for the love. Any subscribers of any time frame can chat. We are in sub-only mode. And yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Still waiting on Coinbase earnings. And so yeah, y'all announce yourselves. Let us know you're supportive and subbed here. And again, Coinbase numbers should be dropping anytime now. They're still not out. You can see it's still pretty narrow range. Unity had mixed results, but missed in guidance. Roblox didn't post guidance, it doesn't look like. But yeah, Coin, still waiting for these numbers. Yeah, y'all hit that like button. Well, the Coinbase earnings are dropping at 5:30, but the actual, or the earnings calls dropping at 5:30, but the actual earnings report it was scheduled to come out at 4:10. At least according to Earnings Whisper, 4:10 was when it was supposed to drop. And again, you can see why I think that right here. Expectations were for 3.04 EPS loss. Here's Coin right here. Again, according to Earnings Whisper, which was actually right about Roblox. All right, so here's a sizable drop for Coin. There's a big drop. Let me see if this means anything relevant. All right, getting a drop down to 85s. Okay, so it looks like they might be out. At least they're out for some people, maybe. Shout out to Bloomberg Terminal. All right, Coinbase down to 84.50s, guys. 84.50s. No data yet, though. All right, so they're almost certainly out. At least this is what we're dropping. We just got to wait for them to update. For all of us peasants over here who don't have Bloomberg Terminal. All right, Coin down to 83. Bouncing at 83 here. Coinbase all the way down to 83. Still no data yet. We're checking on every news source we can. But nothing out for Coinbase yet. Also going to check the chats just to make sure I'm not missing anything relevant. All right, there's Coin popping up, almost certainly out up to over 90 for Coinbase. So it looks like they're probably out now. Let's see what they are. Coinbase just ripped over 90 here. Coinbase all the way up. So they're out for Coinbase. Bear with me. We're going to report them in a second. Coinbase over 95s. Over 95s right now. Waiting for the numbers. Again, not reporting them on any of our platforms yet. At 95, but Coinbase with a positive reaction. Let's see if it affects cryptocurrency and Bitcoin as well. Still waiting for the numbers to update. Not seeing anything on all the platforms I'm using. Benzinga, TOS, everywhere. Nothing out yet. Coin files 8K, Bloomberg Terminal. Got to hold. Again, waiting for Coinbase to come out. All right, so pulling all the way back down. So something happened with Coinbase. No earnings out yet. Coinbase all the way down to 88. Guys, waiting for this numbers to come out. Again, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Again, we're going to get them to them as soon as they drop. Don't worry. You're not missing them. They're just not out yet, at least not on our platforms. All right, Coinbase is moving. Somebody's front loading. Shout out to our boys over there at Bloomberg Terminal. Again, nothing out yet on these fronts, though. Again, the earnings call is not going to be until 5:30, so not for another hour or so. Why is Coin moving like this, though? Strange. Revenue miss, Jack. Coinbase revenue of 808.3 million. Estimates of 854, so lower revenue than expected. There we go. Here's the full numbers for Coinbase. 498 per share EPS. Here we go. All right, there's the data coming out. Coinbase second quarter EPS of 498, missed the 268 estimate. Sales of 802.6 million, missed the 830.52 million estimate. So misses on both fronts. Let's see what their guidance actually shows. 91 for coin, 91. But yeah, there's the data. Again, 498 EPS miss versus 268 estimate. Sales of 802.6 million versus 830.58 million. So, a sizable EPS miss here for Coinbase. It's pretty sizable. It's not a small miss, that's for sure. Sales of 802, that one's a little bit, smaller of a miss. But yeah, certainly not good for Coinbase. It actually hasn't reacted super negatively yet. It might just be waiting here to react to this. But yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, guys, we need 29 more subscribers to hit 52 or 82,000. All right, hit the subscribe button, guys. Roblox starting to bounce back a little bit. Let me look deeper into the Coinbase numbers. Let's pull up the actual earnings report. All right, so they released their second quarter 2022 shareholder letter. And we're also going to be covering the full earnings call. Coinbase back down to 86. Back down to 86 here. All right, guys, at 85. All right, guys, so Coinbase down to 84.50s or 84.80s here. Again, still waiting on the rest of the market to catch up. We're going to put all the numbers here for all the stocks. I'm going to try to put the Coinbase and let's put all of the stuff up. So here is the full stock earnings from today. You can see all of them here kind of compacted. But yeah, Coinbase dropped second quarter EPS of almost $1 per share loss. Missed the 268 loss estimate. Sales of 802.6 million. Missed the 830.52 million estimate. Roblox missed as well. And then Unity beat with EPS, missed on sales. So again, let's see what crypto's doing relative to all of this here. You can see Roblox on the left. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't really reacted heavily from this. Not super heavily, at least. Coinbase trading volume is down 53% year over year. I don't see the guidance. To be honest, this is the problem, is that I don't... It says that their numbers, the report is... Let me see if I can find it on Benzinga. Benzinga is usually my go-to. And again, you can try Benzinga out for free for 2 weeks without even needing a credit card number. But they say go to investor.coinbase, and I don't know if... I don't know... All right, here's the letter. I found it. If you want the letter, it's right here, guys. Here's the full letter if you want it. Let me paste this here. Here's the slides as well. We can see the shareholder letter for Coinbase. Let's go through it. Crypto is cyclical. Down markets create financial headwinds, which are reflected in our quarter two results. Coinbase is adjusting to market conditions. They're building for the future. Strong capital and risk position. We have, let's check out the outlook, which is here. We want chapter 6 here, so let's find it. All right, Coinbase at 84.60s here, 84.60s. Here's Coinbase right here. Outlook. All right, so July MTUs declined to 8 million. Accordingly, we expect MTUs to be lower in quarter 3. So they expect it to go down compared to quarter 2 for a higher portion of MTUs to be non-investing users compared to investing users in quarter 2. July trading volume of 51 billion reflected a continuation of trends discussed above. So they basically think their trading volume is going to drop more in the third quarter. They expect subscription and services revenue to be modestly higher in quarter 3 compared to quarter 2 by increases in interest income. They expect transaction expenses to be in the low 20% range. They expect sales and marketing expenses to be approximately 100 million, and they expect these expenses to be approximately 1 million or 1 billion, including approximately 400 million in stock-based compensation. So yeah, they're breaking lows right now at $83 a share, 83 bucks. Just broke lows down to 82.70s for coin. Roblox is all the way down to 41. So yeah, everything we've looked at in terms of earnings has not reacted positively to this. Yep. Crypto dropping here, guys. Again, guys, we need 23 more subscribers to hit our 82,000 subscriber goal. So listen, take the time, hit the sub button. We certainly appreciate you all. We genuinely appreciate the love and support we get here every day. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. Another thing to check out is Alpha Insider. So this is actually a really, really dope website, which we are going to be using. I'm going to be using it to kind of track my swing trades. And so if you want to follow the swing trades I'm going to be using, it's a free site. It's called Alpha Insider. They are a sponsor of our video, but again, you can kind of track traders. Like you can see this guy, Oil Baby, he's up 845% over 5 years, 415% on the year, 2.79% on the day. And you can kind of track them. So I can click him and I can subscribe to him and it'll kind of give me the alerts of what he's trading and where. Super useful website. Again, completely free. There are premium users that require you to pay for them, but there's a lot of free ones and you can kind of track it. And so I'm going to be using this to track my swing trading. Again, a completely free site. Give me 1 second. I'll post the link if you guys want to check it out. But yeah, Coinbase down to $82 here. Let's see if it bounces off of this whole dollar level of 82. Give me 1 second. I'm going to give you that site link. Bear with me. All right, so here's the site link if you want to check it out again. The site is called Alpha Insider. I use Thinkorswim for my trading, Chantal. So again, you can check out the Alpha Insider link right there. Again, I'm going to be using it to track my swing trades. Haven't actually done it yet because, again, I'm dealing with my grandmother's funeral and she passed. And so it's been kind of hectic. I haven't been able to take the time to really get all that set up yet. But check it out. We're going to be updating it. And there's a lot of really profitable traders there. So check it out. Question, if an option put has minus 68 delta, does that mean it adds 68 of value to the contract? I'm not an options guy, so I'm not really. 23.1K for Bitcoin. Yeah, no worries, Chantal. Yeah, Roblox numbers you can see are below us. Roblox posted quarter 2 EPS of 30 cent loss, missed 21 estimates, sales of 591, missed the 645 million estimates. All right, Coinbase up to $84, $84. And again, we're going to be covering the full earnings call, which starts in about an hour. We're also going to have my boy Cam coming on stream today. Here, let me invite him. All right. So yeah, Coinbase starting to get some bearings here, starting to bounce back. It's at 84.45. You can see Bitcoin at 23K, roughly 23K. It's Thinkorswim is what I'm using. So the charts you see right here, Chantal, are Thinkorswim. Yeah, it's sideways choppy day. Coinbase is currently 84.81. So you can see the price right here, 84.60s. All right, we're at 84.60s. All right, guys, Coinbase bouncing back up. It's almost to $85 a share, almost to 85. Bitcoin to 40K rally this month. Stay connected to all the Telegram. No one can assume when. Just stay aware. Thanks for reading me. Hey, Bitcoin. Hey, thank you, Chris. Yeah, man. Sorry to hear about yours as well, brother. My grandma was 96 though, so she made it a long time. Yeah, I was actually slightly green today, but it wasn't much. Mostly a break-even day, which is fine. TTD also dropped. So the earnings that I see today that were actually favorable were TTD. You can see it's all the way up to $63, 63.14s. Yeah, CPI craziness is going to happen tomorrow. So I'll be ready for that. CPI craziness. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate the sub, man. Again, we need like 15 more subscribers. 15. I'm talking to you right now. If you haven't subbed, hit the sub button. 15 more subscribers will hit 82,000. No pressure. I'll never pressure you, but I'll hate you forever if you don't sub. What's up, Cam? We got Cam here. What's up, dude?
GM people. How we doing?
We're doing all right, bro. Coinbase dropping negative results here. Second quarter EPS of 498, missed the 268 estimate. Sales of 802.6 million, missed the 830.52 million estimates. So what do you think about this, Cam? Do you think this is going to affect crypto, good or bad? What do you think?
I mean, it only affect Coinbase, but it's kind of expected with the bear market,
Yeah, everything's down. Crypto's down big too. You know what I mean? So I can't say it's unexpected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole macro environment needs to change if the Fed start being less hawkish.
Right. Yeah, CPI tomorrow will be interesting regarding that.
It should be lower from the previous post.
Yeah, and I think it needs to be. I think, like, on my end, I've seen prices drop. I've seen gas prices go down. I'm not saying they're cheap right now, but they're certainly less than they were over the last couple months. And so on my end, I'm seeing lower prices. And so I think with that, I think it's okay to have a lower rate hike. I think they're expecting like 8.9% or something like that. Last time was 9.1. And so I think if they put in a lower rate, the market could run. And with that, crypto might run. We might see some bull action everywhere. Hopefully, at least,
Right. If the interest rates start lowering a little bit, yeah, it could be a signal for market to start doing a good reversal.
Right. 100%. Hopefully that's what we get, bro. I'm hoping that's the case, but who knows, man?
Yeah, I'm still watching the bond market, trying to see the U.S. 10-year Treasury.
Yeah.
And see if that breaks down. If it breaks down, it will bring more risk tolerance into the markets.
Right.
And
yeah, for sure.
with more risk entering markets, definitely crypto will take a good chunk of it.
Yeah. And that's great. Hopefully it's time. Bitcoin is now over 23K. If we look at Bitcoin here, I can put up the futures contract on TOS. Bitcoin at 23.1. And so it's been holding over. If we look at like a daily chart for Bitcoin, we have been holding over the 20,000 level since, let's see, for a solid amount of time now, back since July 14th was the last time that we were under 20K. And so overall, we're holding, we're consolidating, we're stabilizing, hopefully. And hopefully we'll continue to hold. When do you think we'll hit 30K next? What do you think?
Nah, I don't know. I don't have a fortune ball, but it looks solid for now. Like I see higher lows, higher highs.
Yeah.
I think it can correct right now easily to the 22K region. If you start looking also the Nasdaq and the S&P, it also needs some a small correction. Yeah, I need a pullback to start keeping on that trend.
Yeah, I think a pullback to 400 makes sense. I think that we're up just a lot, and I think ultimately it's all going to depend on the CPI data report. And again, guys, everybody at home, we're going to be covering the CPI report here. We need 12 subscribers to hit our 82,000 subscriber level, guys. So hit the subscribe button. Don't be stingy. You want to. Hit the subscribe button. Try it one time. Everybody's doing it. Do it now. Help me hit 82,000. But no, I think the market will pull back some as well. I think we just might be a little extended over the last few days. Considering the big moves in stocks. Especially with what we've been reporting in terms of earnings and all that stuff. I just think pullbacks are healthy, and I think this $400 level right here makes sense.
The Nasdaq made about 20% the past few weeks, so.
Right.
It for sure needs a correction. So, all markets should see some cool off the next few days. But the trend looks solid for now.
Yeah, it looks healthy, man. Hopefully crypto continues to pump. Bitcoin over 20K. ETH has been the one that's been, I think, flying and leading crypto to a certain extent on that regard as well. I think ETH has been leading crypto too. Let me see what ETH is at. I think I can look at ETH futures as well. ETH is currently at, it's under 1,700, so it dipped with Bitcoin, I guess.
Right. It dipped with the Nasdaq. So like I look a lot at the Nasdaq as the market kind of like takes crypto as a tech sector.
It really does. And I think part of that is because the government owns billions in crypto. And so it kind of makes sense. And a lot of these companies own cryptocurrency as well. And so like they're all related, or they all move in sympathy to a certain extent. On a large scale they do. On a small scale it's a little bit less, but on a small scale they do for sure. Coinbase back up to 85.60s here, back up to 85.60s. So, we'll see if we can go green. If we look for the previous closing price here, the previous closing price for Coinbase in pre-market or extended hours, after hours, I should say, is right at the 87.60 level, 87.60. So that is right here, 87.60s. So this is the previous closing price level. I'm going to edit this and make this one blue like my normal previous closing price. So this is the red to green level for Coinbase. And so if Coinbase can get back over this, then Coinbase will technically be green on the day. And it's honestly starting to press towards it now. It's at 86.80s right now, 87s. And again, 87.60s. If it can get up there and hold, I think it'll be good for cryptocurrency as a whole now.
Yeah, and the news that I had last week, it was
with
massive,
BlackRock.
With BlackRock. Yeah, it's the biggest fund in the world. They have more than $10 trillion of assets under management. So if we just have like 1% to 5% of their asset allocation into Bitcoin and crypto, that's a good chunk that can push the market on itself, and that's just from one entity,
Right. And they have BlackRock's. That's a huge partnership deal. I've been seeing scammers with the BlackRock streams lately, and that's how you know it's big, because if it's big like that, then it's big. And great for Coinbase. Great for Coinbase. I think they're establishing themselves, and I've always liked Coinbase stock. I think like outside of DeFi and platforms like that, Coinbase is the main platform. It's the alpha platform. It's the platform that people who aren't super into cryptocurrency use to buy cryptocurrency. And so I think what's good for Coinbase is good for cryptocurrency as a whole. Now, of course, I like DeFi. I think there's safer methods of holding cryptocurrency if you're holding long-term outside of Coinbase. But I think in terms of like support and protection, I think Coinbase is up there, and so hopefully Coinbase can survive. I know some people were talking about bankruptcy rumors and stuff like that a couple months ago, but I think the CEO went ahead and corrected that and said that there's basically zero chance they're going to go bankrupt anytime soon.
No, they're a legacy crypto company. I think the most well positioned are those crypto companies that have been around for many years, such as Coinbase.
Binance,
and
Coinbase,
Binance is pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Compared to Coinbase. Coinbase is OG. They've been around for quite some time.
Right. Where does Kraken lie in that?
Kraken is also like an old
OG.
one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're older than Binance. They're older than FTX.
Really?
But But if you look at Binance and FTX, they're super well positioned. They've been able to do a good management on their treasuries. They're buying
Right.
companies, and they're doing a lot of investments into
Nice.
startups. I want to show you some dry powder of different crypto funds that are like investing in crypto startups right now. Let me
Okay,
see
so
if I
kind of
can find it.
so kind of like crypto VCs basically.
Yeah, and I mean, Coinbase is part of that too. They're investing in some companies as well, some
I think it's good
startups.
to Yeah, I think it's good to diversify. Some We have Daniel here saying who is the guest on stream. So Cam is my partner on Beginner Crypto. So he owns a chunk of Beginner Crypto with me. Him and I work together on Beginner Crypto. And with that, y'all go subscribe to Beginner Crypto. I actually pinned it to the top of the chat, and so y'all hit that subscribe button there as well. We did some polls here today, bullish or bearish on Coinbase Q2 earnings. 65% were bearish, and it looks like they were pretty right because Coinbase tanked. I will say though, Coinbase is starting to pump up, testing the previous closing price now. So it's over 87. The previous closing price on coin is at 87.60s. And so we're at 87.30 right now, getting pretty close to going green on the day for Coinbase. And I think we're going to end this poll, and we're going to do another poll asking, does Coinbase end green today? And let me know. Vote on the new poll we got up just now. Does Coinbase end green? Again, 64% were bearish, 35% were bullish on Coinbase out of about 356 votes. We got our new poll up already. Does Coin end green today? Vote on that quick. Let us know what you think. We also had Roblox drop their earnings. Again, if we look at the numbers for all of these here, Roblox had 30 cent per share miss in terms of a 21 cent loss estimate. Unity dropped second quarter EPS. That was a little bit better than expected. They expected a 21 cent loss per share. They showed 18 cent loss per share estimates. Oh, sorry, Cam, you were going to show me something. My bad, bro. I'm used to doing these myself, so I'll just talk nonstop.
You
Bro.
good? You good?
Go ahead.
I'm just hanging out. But
Okay.
I'll try to send you some data. I'm trying to
Yeah.
find it.
And again, we're going to cover the full Coinbase earnings call. It's in about 50 minutes. So 50 minutes is when the Coinbase earnings call starts, and we're going to cover it and stream it all. You'll be able to hear it, listen to it, watch it all completely live on this stream. So subscribe, Sorry, I'm secretly watching my subscriber count to see when I'm going to hit the 82,000 subscribers. It'll certainly be during this stream sometime, Coinbase rejecting a little bit at the 87.60 level, back down to 86 again. And so Coinbase rejected there.
It touched that line, huh?
Yeah, man. That previous closing price, it's a technical level that if you trade technicals on stocks, you should be watching it. It's the level, it's the red to green level. So over that level is green on the day. Below that level is red on the day. And so you can see how many other traders, and this isn't even the technical one. Technically, since we haven't done pre-market yet, this isn't the technical previous closing price, but it is the closing price of market hours today. Is 87.60s. And so it's just a level traders are paying attention to, and you can see it rejected exactly off of that spot. So Schwab opened up an ETF on crypto, STCE. Let's check it out. What's your favorite crypto ETFs, guys? So what is the idea, or what is the underlying logic behind this ETF? I know we have BETO, which is, or what is it? Not BETO. What was the other crypto ETF? Cam might know.
I don't remember off my right off the bat.
I want to say it's BITO, maybe.
I don't really do stocks as much. I follow just
crypto
market a little bit, but most. So my allocation is pretty much 90% crypto, and the other 10% is stocks. But
nice.
Yeah,
what stocks are you holding?
Tesla, man. Tesla is my highest position.
Yeah, I was talking about Tesla today, bro. We cover a lot of the up and coming EV brands, and I've always just told people, look, Tesla is just a different level. Larry over there in the chat, he knows too.
I saw that was really funny that Elon made a comment about Rivian. Rivian they have like a really low number of production, and
Oh yeah.
he was saying that he was having more kids than they were doing cars.
Yeah, I saw
That
that. I
was
actually covered that.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That
on
was
Twitter.
hilarious.
Yeah, man, Elon's funny, bro. Honestly, we covered yesterday. Man, I want to say it was yesterday. Well, what was the? It was Lucid. So Lucid
Yeah.
dropped their earnings recently. I think is what it was.
Mhm.
Lucid only produced like 1,400 vehicles in the last year. So that's what it was. I think it was Lucid. And it was much lower than expected. They think that Lucid dropped. I think it was like 1,400 vehicles so far this year, which is nothing relative to obviously Tesla and a bunch of others. And again, the problem with these EV brands is simple. It's just kind of okay. So take yourself outside of stocks. A lot of people trade the stocks, and so they're bullish on them because they trade the stocks like at PNSY for Polestar, Lucid, LCID, Rivian, all that stuff. But if you didn't trade the stock market and you wanted to buy an EV brand, what are you going to buy? You're going to buy a Tesla, almost certainly. It's got more support. It's established longer. And so I think these up-and-coming EVs like Mullen, Rivian, Lucid, they're just going to have a hard problem finding customers. They're going to have a hard time finding people that are willing to buy them over a Tesla or over a Neo or something like that. And then not all of them. There's some that have potential, and it's high risk, high reward. But I just think it's risk long-term in a lot of them. Tesla Musk. Tesla, my main stock for today and the future. John, you had a great talk on Tesla this morning. Yeah, and really, I mean, like I said, Tesla has established itself. And again, the big thing, the reason Tesla works is because Tesla is a status symbol, is what people don't realize. Like, people want a Tesla, and I think that's kind of fading a little bit, but it's a status symbol. It's like, hey, I drive a Tesla. Everybody's like, ooh, and it's fading a little bit, but that's something that these up and coming EV brands, like again, Lucid, Mullen, Rivian, it's something that they don't really have. Like, they're not really a status symbol in that regard, mostly because people don't know about them. People, you can say, hey, I drive a Rivian. 90% of people are going to be like, a what? They're not going to understand what it is. And so that's a problem, long term, I think, in terms of investing in some of them. But, we'll see.
Yeah, they have potential. I mean, the more competition, the more companies, the better.
Yeah, it's all good for EV. There'll be a few of them that succeed, and I think if you get in early on the ones that do succeed, there's big percentage gains to come from it. But obviously, there's risks with it as well.
Oh yeah. At the same time, that industry will keep growing significantly over the years.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen with most of them is they're going to get bought out. I think like Mullen, people bring up Mullen a lot, and I think Mullen had news today. But I think the most likely scenario here, especially with like Mullen's battery technology, I think the most likely situation is that they get bought out by Tesla or Neo or one of the larger brands here, mostly Tesla. And so I think their tech gets bought out, and that's where a lot of these go. With that said, though, we're going to do a poll right now on Twitter. If you had to buy an EV, if you had to buy an electric vehicle, which one would you buy? Or which brand would you buy?
Have you seen the Homers? Those are crazy.
Let me see. The Homer what? I haven't seen it. What are you talking about?
The latest Homer is electric.
Is it an NFT?
Truck. No, Homers. You never.
A Hummer. My bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was very strange because I looked on Twitter and I had a picture of Homer Simpson because Chris Cady from Benzinga had a post about the Simpsons and Homer Simpson. So when you said that, I was like, Homer Simpson.
No. My accent got you, but yeah.
Yeah. But Hummers.
Oh yeah. It's really
really
nice. It's an electric vehicle. It's super nice, and that thing goes sideways.
Wow.
Like if you're like parallel parking, like it can go like sideways. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Check out the Discord real quick. I posted a bunch of funds that are investing in crypto right now.
Gotcha. Here, I'm checking it out.
That's a lot of dry powder right there. Then it'll be entering the crypto space.
Yeah, so look, we got A16Z, 7.6 billion, Paradigm, 2.5 billion, FTX Ventures, which I'm guessing is FTX's venture capital fund, 2 billion, Pawn Ventures 1.5, Hive Mind 1.5, Animoca 1.3, Ribbit 1.15, Brevin Howard 1, and then a bunch of 600 million. So man, yeah, man, that's some big money coming into the market too, and they're going to be looking for opportunity as well.
Yeah, it's a bunch of big funds out there. A lot of them also are in the legacy financial system, but they're deploying a lot of capital in the crypto space.
Interesting. Yeah, so we're doing this Twitter poll right now, following up on the EV question. And again, the Twitter poll is, if you had to buy an EV brand, what are you going to buy? And so if y'all want to vote on that poll, follow me on Twitter. The only options we have are Tesla, Polestar, Rivian, and Lucid. But if you want a different option here, just leave me a comment on Twitter. Again, I'll post the poll here, just so you guys can see. Here is the poll right now on our Twitter. There were 3,600 car companies producing the combustion engine cars at the peak. Most of them put out business by Ford, not bought out. Lucid has been losing money since 2007. Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing with you. Like I said, I think there's vulnerabilities in EV brands like that. But, you know.
Tesla was not profitable for a long time. And there was a lot of negativity towards that. But what you need to understand is the vision and the execution on the future, not exactly what is happening right now.
Right, so long term is the real game changer. You know,
right.
So some of these brands, there might be fluctuations in just pain short term, but like long term is ultimately what's going to show the real tail.
And they're much more than a car company. They're a technology company, and if you start looking at other technology companies in the past as well, they were not profitable. They were not making any money or whatever. But now they're the biggest companies, such as Amazon or Facebook. They didn't have any revenue like in the beginning and for many years. And of course, there are like hundreds of news articles out there that say that they were not gonna really succeed or anything. But now they're the biggest, some of the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah, man, and I think people hate on Mark Z, you know, and understandably so. I mean, people hate on billionaires, I think is what it really is. But I think when you look back at how Mark ran the company in the beginning, he was very, very smart. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs rush to profit. They rush to make money. They need to make money. They rush to make money. But if you think about it long term, that's what ultimately matters the most, you know. And so you don't want to, you know, again, if you ever watched, great movie, Social Network, great movie, super motivational movie. Hey man, how you doing, bro?
You know that
I'll let you play while I'm working. Go ahead. I'll let you play. All right, that's fine, buddy. Yeah, he wants to play video games. He only gets it for an hour or two a day, so he's asking me if he can use his time now. So gave him the green light. Sorry, Cam, go ahead, bro.
You good? The Social Network. Yeah, that's a really cool movie, and that there is a crypto aspect in all that too with the twins.
Right. The Winklevoss.
The Winklevoss.
Yeah,
twins,
man.
Yeah.
They're into crypto.
Right. The money they got from Facebook, they bought a ton of Bitcoin, and with the gains from that, they launched Gemini and other venture
funds,
companies. Yeah.
Honestly, and they're really smart, bro. A lot of people hate on them, but like to just to explain this to everybody, if you don't understand the story, so Mark Zuckerberg actually copied the idea of Facebook from the Winklevoss twins, you know, so he wanted to create like a social network for, what was it, Harvard at the time? Was it Harvard or Yale?
Yeah, initially it was posting two pictures of
classmates and
two people from
students.
Harvard, and who's hot and who's not, basically.
Right.
That was the initial idea.
And so they actually approached Mark and said, hey, you're a talented software developer, a programmer, because Mark had made himself notorious for creating a bunch of stuff that had to do with girls and stuff on online. And so he had a lot of notoriety at Harvard at the time because of that. And the Winklevoss twins approached Mark and said, hey, yo, we want to get you to work on our website. And Mark said, okay, sure, I'll work on it. And then basically just ghosted them. He built the site and said, hey, I can do this better. Ghosted them. And then, you know, eventually he had to pay them a settlement. And I think he had to pay them like, it was like 80 million or something like that. It was a drop in the bucket when you consider how much Facebook was ultimately worth. But yeah, they took the money and they did something smart with it. So seemed like a smart group over there. Smart duo there with the Winklevoss
Oh
twins.
yeah, the gains then they got from Bitcoin is way higher than Facebook in the
Oh,
end too.
yeah, if they got in early, then it doesn't matter. Let me see what their net worth is.
I think they started buying Bitcoin around $5, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah,
yeah,
so
they're worth 6.5 billion right now, which is a lot. Facebook in itself, just to put this in perspective, is only worth uh, a couple 10 billion, and so for them to be worth 6.5 billion, they're doing good, man. They're doing good. They did some smart money. They invested. They co-founded Gemini, one of the largest holders of Bitcoin. They bought about 1% of all of Bitcoin in existence in 2012. So smart people, research them.
and
Also,
yeah,
go ahead.
talking about that movie, the Social Network, the guy that wrote the script, um, he also made like a second part of it, and it's called the Bitcoin Billionaires, and that's gonna be like pretty much the sequel from the Social Network. It's not like a sequel, but
Is it guaranteed
it's
to come out? But yeah, it
oh yeah,
follows the
it
same
will.
people. Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
what's it called?
The book is Bitcoin Billionaires. I still don't know if that's gonna be the same title for the movie, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's on the works. There's a movie script and everything for it.
Yeah, they're financing it. So the Winklevoss
Mm-hmm.
twins are the ones that are financing it, and understandably so. I mean, you can look at Mark and make a story about Facebook, but you really want to look at the people who actually gave Mark the idea for Facebook. And to Mark's credit, Mark made Facebook what it was. I'm not hating on the Winklevoss twins, but I just think that lightning's very difficult to strike twice in that regard. And so I think Mark probably did what was the best thing. And, who knows if it would have succeeded and if they would have done it themselves, but just really smart people. I'm trying to think of what was Mark's partner's name. Andrew Garfield played him in the movie. Hey, thank you, Chantal. I appreciate the follow on Twitter. Yeah, y'all give us a follow on Twitter. Hit that subscribe button. Again, we need 5 more subscribers to break 82,000. Like I said, we'll hit that today, but everybody rush to subscribe. So Ninad said Neo. Yeah, and I think Neo, regarding, the crypto poll or the EV poll we just did, I think Neo has established itself as a, overseas domestic car company. And so it's like, it makes a lot of sense for people in China to buy Neo brands because, frankly, they don't want to buy an American company. They're going to buy the domestic company, Neo, Neo is number 2. No question asked. No questions asked regarding the best EV brands, the biggest EV brands. They're producing more vehicles aside from Tesla. Tesla's light years ahead of everybody. But number 2 is definitely Neo, in terms of just basically having that entire country and, region over there locked up in terms of EV sales.
Yeah.
And so far, you can see the poll here, too.
The EV market in China is massive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, it just makes sense. They're very tech-heavy, smart people, You can see the poll here. Tesla, 45%. And this is kind of very telling of, like, why these up-and-coming EV brands are going to have a hard time succeeding. Because, again, Tesla, and my Twitter, we've got a couple thousand Twitter followers. They're all stock traders. And so if they're even voting for a Tesla over some of these other brands, then, these other brands are going to have a hard time. I'm not saying they're going to fail. I think if I had to pick, aside from Neo, what brand might succeed, I think Rivian. Just because of Amazon's backing, Ford backed them and lost a bunch of money. And so I think Rivian's probably number 2. Rivian or Polestar, I guess.
I just saw that they're also producing some fire trucks that are electric.
Nice.
Yeah,
no, we haven't hit it. Spac said we hit 82. We haven't hit it yet. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Cam.
Oh, check out the website I just sent you so you can glance it out real quick.
Gotcha. Let me see. I got so many tabs up here. Let me find it. Problem with having multiple monitors is you get lost in the tabs, man. But yeah. Also, what do you know about Unity software? Do you know anything about them? You're not much of a gamer, huh?
Not really, but yeah. I'll pay attention if it has good charts and makes me money.
Yeah, for sure. Unity's cool. It's a software company. I'm looking at the Hummer EV. Look at that. So here's the GMC Hummer EV that Cam just sent me. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, which is honestly ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous, man. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. for a Hummer. That's crazy. That's the most crazy stat I've ever seen, man. You know, because for my non-car heads, 0 to 60 in under 4 or 5 seconds is incredible.
Look at that thing. It moves sideways. That's the crazy aspect of it.
Wow, man. How much do you think these are gonna run? Because this is I like listen, my wife, she is very much a truck person. She does not want, in terms of safety, we live in Texas, you know, so if we're gonna be driving around and there's nothing but trucks around us, we don't feel like driving a Prius, you know, we don't feel like getting hit, you know, in a small car. And so if we're gonna get something, we're gonna get a truck or an SUV. I might be able to sell her on this. I've been trying to get her to buy a Tesla, you know, we don't have room, you know, we already have 2 cars. But I might be able to sell her on this. I might be able to write it off too.
I think they're going around 100K if I'm not mistaken. They're already out.
Oh, wow.
I have a friend of mine that has one.
Nice, man. Yeah. Hey, they look fun, bro. They look fun, man. So yeah, we got about 35 minutes. We only got about 233 people here, but that's okay. We appreciate everybody joining us. Again, the earnings call is a little bit later today, so I'm sure that's kind of dragging on a little bit as time goes on. But yeah, we're also going to be doing a crypto show after this as well. They're not certified for off-road use. What? Oh, well, then that's... I mean, what does the certification really mean, though, in that regard? Like, are these not meant for off-road use, I guess, is the question. They look more like a pickup truck. But they have 1,000+ horsepower. They have 830 horsepower. So the pickup truck has 1,000 HP. The SUV has 830, 11,500 pounds per square foot of torque for both, 350+ mile range, and it's electric. So they are kind of expensive, though. That's the thing. They're about 130 to 150K. It's not ridiculously expensive relative to kind of what the price is on a freaking, you know, Nissan are right now. But it's still very high. It might be above my price range. We already, you know, that's just kind of high. If Elon was pumping, he would have bailed a long time ago. Hey, thank you, Rodrigo. Dude, what a weirdo, bro. You get weird people that just kind of like, you're going to throw out my city for what, dude? Like, just weirdos, man. What's really strange about running a community like this is that you get just certain people that they just get insecure, man. Shout out to you, bro. Not you, Cam. Shout out to, who was this? 8Ball. For, you know, I don't care if people know what city I live in, bro, but spamming it in chat like it's gonna hurt me. Come on now. Like, don't be insecure, bro. Good day to you, sir. Apple up to 165s. Yeah, creepy for sure. I've heard of these twins, Harvard. Yeah, the Winklevoss twins. Super smart dudes. Again, inspired Facebook. Mark Z basically copied off of them. Where's Bitcoin at? So it looks like Coinbase is actually stabilized here a little bit. Bitcoin made a little bit of a pop, but Coinbase sitting over 83s right now, over 83s.
Ethereum is printing a green candle right now.
Let's see, ETH is at 1700s. Yeah, so hopefully it breaks it, man. ETH is one of the cryptocurrencies I believe the most in. They did an article on that Hummer recently. The ground clearance was really bad, and they used a crap ton of power when not on the road. Yeah, and for 140, 150K, you know.
That thing better be good.
Yeah, man, it better fly for me to pay that, you know. If I'm gonna spend, listen, I'll put it this way: if I'm spending 150K on something, I'm gonna buy a supercar, you know. And I guess you could consider an EV Hummer supercar, but it's not super enough for me, you know. Yeah. All EVs will have the same problem off road. Hey Cam, I'm gonna send you something here. Hold on, let me. So just let me know what you think. Just you don't have to respond live. Let me find this, but just let me know what you think about this. It's kind of an option here for us. What earnings are tomorrow? I think Disney earnings are tomorrow. Yeah, let me know what you think about that, Cam. And all good either way. EVs can be recharged by the sun, though. Disney will be up. Yeah, what do y'all think about Disney earnings tomorrow? Chris writes a novel to be called by Nightbot. Nightbot's just kind of weird, bro. Nightbot will let these random messages pass, and then somebody will be like, hey, guys, hit the like button for beginner trading. And Nightbot will be like, no, banned, Disney. What is JACK? Jack in the Box? Give me physical buttons. So yeah, basically the way these work, it's Cam's first time here for the earnings call. So basically the way these work is the earnings call for this one's going to start in about 28 minutes. In 28 minutes, the earnings call is going to start. When that happens, we're just going to play the audio. And I usually kind of watch it, but I step away and kind of let the charts just be up. So we don't really talk during the actual earnings call. I'm guessing the earnings call will last about an hour, give or take, maybe like 30, 45 minutes. What do you guys think? How long does the average earnings call last? And again, if you're at home, guys, hit the subscribe button. We'll be covering the full earnings call here live on stream. Also, by the way, we need 2 subscribers to hit 82,000. Just 2. I'm talking to you 2 at home right now. You're staring at the computer like, hey, should I sub to John at Beginner Trading? You should. Try it one time. Just do it now. We post nothing but free content. We don't sell anything. We don't have any paywalls behind any content. Everything we put out there is completely free. We don't charge a penny for anything, guys. So if you want to support any content, sub to us here. Sub to Beginner Crypto. You can see Beginner Crypto link is also pinned to the top of the chat. We're getting some replies to our EV question as well. So Cam, are you able to do a crypto show tomorrow instead? What about tomorrow morning, bro? We got CPI tomorrow morning. That'll probably be the biggest one,
Yeah, we can see how the guidance is and how the market reacts for sure.
Yeah, because crypto's certainly relative to that. Happy wife, happy life. Yeah, for sure, Chantal. You might be a little bit behind the stream, Chantal, so just make sure to hit the live button if you haven't already. Hey, thank you, Eric, my man. Thank you, brother. Yeah, so we just hit 82,000 subscribers, guys. Truly appreciate that, guys. We bumped it all the way up to 82.1 or 82.001, but hey, we hit 82,000 subscribers, guys. I appreciate it. I see Cam over there clapping. Thank you, sir. We're on the road to 100K, man. We're gonna hit it this year,
Yes, sir. I mean, you've been building this for quite some time, so
yeah, man.
Good to see it, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, hey, the crypto channel's coming soon, guys. We're gonna hit 100. We're gonna hit 1,000 on that one too, pretty soon, sometime soon. Thank you, Mike. Hey, thank you, Chris. You love to see it. So yeah, the earnings call is going to be at about 35 minutes or so. Yeah, you can always throw one curse word. Nightbot's like, not today. I don't think that's even Nightbot. A lot of the time, it's not Nightbot. A lot of the time, that is just the YouTube stream. I was the 82,000. Hey, I appreciate you, Eric. Thank you, bro. MEGL, man. How about that IPO, man? MEGL, that thing has just been a dumpster fire, bro. This thing has been absolutely ridiculous. If you look at this one, this thing IPO'd back here. Look at this. So this thing IPO'd the day before yesterday. When was this? 4 days ago, this thing IPO'd. So this thing IPO'd on the 5th. So this thing IPO'd on Friday. Opened up at $50 a share. This thing opened up at $50 a share way down here. It opened up. It went all the way up to 240 in like a couple minutes. It went from 50 to 240. And then within the next couple minutes, it went all the way back down to 60 or 70. Went back up to 140. Closed the day at 80. And then in pre-market the next day, it went all the way back up to 240. And then it just started dumping the next few days. In the last 2 days, it's gone all the way down to $11.70 right before the close. It's currently at $16 a share. So,
wow, what a short.
Yeah, bro, what a ridiculous move here. I try to tell people, bro, I hear people pumping these up in my Discord. And I always tell people, like, hey, bro, have you seen MEGL? You seen MEGL? And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I've seen it.
What
I'm
is
not touching that thing? It's a recent IPO. It's Magic Empire is the name of it. Recent IPO, but honestly, it's just been absolutely ridiculous, bro. This thing has just gone crazy, dude. I mean, I don't know anything about it. Just that it's a recent IPO. I think it's an overseas company as well, which makes me trust it even less because of the crazy price action. This is a stock based in Hong Kong. It's called Magic Empire. And so, yeah, just be careful, guys. Again, a lot of the time people see this and they get greedy and they're like, ooh, if I would have just invested some shares here, you got to understand there's high amounts of risk. Very rarely do any parabolic moves like this actually hold the gains that they put in. Very, very rarely.
So it was like a SPAC basically, huh?
It was just an IPO. It might have been a SPAC. I'm not sure.
Yeah, by the looks of it, it looks like just people with money trying to acquire companies or invest.
Yeah. And the float's not incredibly small. I mean, it's a small float. It's 7.5 million, but like that's not. When you look at the price action, it looks like it's got like 100,000 in the float, so a tiny, tiny float. But it's got about 7.5 million. The outstanding shares are about 20 million. So I don't think it's a short squeeze either. I don't see any short data for this. And I don't think you can short it within a couple months after the IPO date anyway. So it's just a wreck, man. I had a lot of people in chat telling me about it and just saying, hey, I lost a bunch of money.
So, oh, no.
Yeah, dude. I tried to warn them, man. It's just kind of one of those things. Like when you see the market for so long, you see stuff like this. The last one that did stuff was HKD also. HKD went
that was crazy.
Yeah, bro. This was a short squeeze, I think. But yeah, this one went from $12 back in mid-July, from $12 all the way up to $2,500, and then back down to $212 where it's sitting now. And so it's just kind of like there's just some manipulation going on here with this type of stuff, to be honest. Oh yeah, FaZe took off. FaZe video games. It ramped up today. I saw that one too. And this one IPO'd at what, like $5-6, something like that, maybe less. Okay, so it IPO'd at like $13 a share, and so it's kind of back up. Let me see. Yeah, so this one IPO'd at $13 a share. And so it's kind of break even. I mean, it's a big run. Actually, it's up some. Yeah, it's up like 40% or something like that. Can you tell me how to buy stocks before the IPO? No. I mean, sometimes you can, but you got to be insiders within the company, or you got to get in on some of their funding or whatever they do with that. You got to basically buy it when it's private, but pre-IPO it's not public. The shares aren't publicly available because it's not a public company yet.
Yeah, it's a private deal. If you want to invest before stuff goes public, you need to be a accredited investor, and you need to make $200,000 a year or have more than $1 million on assets.
Net worth, man.
Yeah.
I see some. Go ahead.
There are a couple of companies out there that are doing venture funding, kind of like that, like private deals. Yeah. And you can get in it and with like a much smaller capital, but I don't remember the names right off the bat, but it is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, you can get in. I get messages. There's certain type of. Sometimes they'll offer, like there's a lot of ways you could do it. Like sometimes they'll let you buy equity in companies, and there's like marketplaces to buy equity in private companies. But it depends. It really depends on what it is. In terms of like companies like this, I'm sure they're asking in regards to like getting in early on something like MEGL or something like HKD. What people really got to understand is on stocks like HKD, it's almost always manipulation. It's people who own the company that are saying, hey, we can pump this stock up to X amount, and we can influence it like that by putting in all these orders in at once. And so it's almost always manipulation, which is illegal, and you don't want to do that. And so you see these, and a lot of people get FOMO and they say, oh, I wish I could have just bought 50 shares. But again, the problem is that just like you can make money, you could lose even more. And I think a lot of people are stuck in MEGL or stuck in HKD over the last week that are kind of realizing like, hey, they bought it when it was really high. If you're hearing about something outside the stock market, it's probably extended. My mom messaged me asking if she should buy Dogecoin back when Dogecoin was like 65 cents a share. And I told her that exact same thing. I said, look, Mom, if you're just now like hearing about this and you're wanting to get into it, it's almost certainly too extended for you to buy. And in hindsight, I was absolutely right. I saved my mom a bunch of money because Dogecoin's what, 7 cents now?
Yeah, about it. So
Yep.
something similar happened on wheat stocks a few years back too. What was it?
Oh, cannabis stocks. Yeah, there was a bunch of them. There was Tilray, TLLY went to
Tilray.
300.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tilray was insane.
Yeah, dude. And I remember saying it was a bubble when it happened. And I had people, I remember somebody said, hey, is Chipotle, they said, is Tilray, if Chipotle is 1,000. I remember this one was at $300 a share. And this was back when I was trading with Mitch. And him and I would both watch this thing. And it was just ridiculously back. This was back in 2018. And so I remember that when Tilray was as high as it was at 300. So just a ridiculous amount, man. And it never is going to hold. It's too difficult to figure out like when they're going to legalize in that way, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like every year we always see something that gets pumped out of like ridiculous, like crazy.
Right.
And that's basically what we know nowadays as meme assets.
Yeah, for sure. There's always kind of what, you know, some people call them black swan events, so parabolic moves. There's always something crazy. When I first started here, so the earnings call starts at 5:30 p.m. All right, so yeah, the earnings call starts at 5:30 p.m. and will be streamed live on this stream. But yeah, so when I first started trading, there was a stock called, if you're a really OG in the stock market, DRYS, dry ships. The first kind of introduction to this stock, and you can see it's been diluted to heck and back at this point in time. You know, if you look at the chart says something ridiculous now. I don't even know if it's still around. But when I first started trading, I traded a stock called Dry Ships, and I saw it go from like $2 up to over 100, and then back down to $2. And that was kind of my introduction to craziness in the market. Dry ships, man. You know, once all the states are legalized, there won't be any choice but to legalize it on the federal level. Sure, but when does that happen? You know, all states, Texas might hold out for a long time. You don't know, you know, who knows when that's going to happen. It's a ridiculous standard.
Eventually.
Well, yeah, the problem, though, it's just a ridiculous standard. You know, at a certain point, like we sell liquor at gas stations, and a far more objectively harmful drug than cannabis. But yet, you know, there's just been so much propaganda for cannabis over the last century that a lot of older politicians and older voter base are still against it. The majority of the country wants it legalized, but, you know, who knows if and when that's going to happen.
Did you see that WNBA player that is in
Brittany.
in
it's
Russia?
Crazy, man. They should legalize. They should free her.
That's unfortunate. 10 years for owning a cartridge. That's
right.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, she should have, like, listen, I genuinely feel for her, and I think we should do everything we can to bring her home, especially like if she's an athlete here. But like, that was kind of a dumb decision on her part anyway. You know what I mean? Like, and I know she did it as a mistake, but yeah, she should have been a little bit more careful. At the same time, though, I think it's a brash overreaction from Russia. And I think it's just unfortunate timing for her in terms of like what's going on overseas with all that stuff. And I hope she gets back home. I'm not, you know, I genuinely wish her the best. Hope she gets back home. And it's truly unfortunate. Super overreaction from Russia.
Yeah, that was bad. So somebody was asking for venture capital on stock market. For those that know Kevin O'Leary from that Shark Tank, yeah. So he has a venture capital fund that is accessible for the average investor that is not accredited investor, that doesn't have $200,000 on salary per year, or $1 million on assets under management. And the website is Start Engine if you want to check it out.
Yeah. So what is it?
Start Engine.
Okay.
That's one of many. There are a few, not many, but there are a few, and he's one of those. He has a big name. You know?
Mr. Terrible? What's his name?
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. There he goes. He's mean, bro. He's mean. He's the funniest one, though.
But yeah, there you go. That one. So you can check out startups there.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I like box. Oh, that's cool. I really like the Boxable. It's
Oh,
this tiny
oh, here,
home.
builder.
Yeah, it's a tiny home company.
Yeah, it's got a 3 billion evaluation, over 8,000 investors, about 80 cents per share. A million minimum investment is about 1,000. 68.5 million offering, Reg A offering. Yeah, so these are kind of how you can invest in companies that aren't public yet, I think, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
You can
so
invest on private deals over
yeah,
there.
nice. So yeah, guys, it's still called Start Engine. Start Engine.
So
So yeah,
you can invest on small companies too, such as like some of these companies then you see at Shark Tank as well. But I mean, of course, they're not public companies, but
right,
some
right.
of these companies grow to be
Huge.
big. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of them are gonna fail, but a lot of them are gonna get big too. And so it's just
Correct.
about, if you can research the right ones, the proper ones. I think that's kind of what you got to do.
Exactly. You have to be more careful when you're doing venture capital.
Right. If you can analyze it, you know.
The
Uh,
thing there is that you have more chances of probably fading your capital, but you just need like one good win, and that will like level out everything. But yeah, it's trickier. Venture capital is trickier.
Here, sorry, Cam. My son's telling me a story about how my dog got into the bathroom and like. No, my dog pooped. So Rosie pooped. What happened? Twice, and I got a paper towel. Oh, well, that's nice, buddy. I would have gotten it. Flush it away, but it didn't. And it clogged the toilet. Okay, listen, I'll get it. Just close the door. Don't let Rosie in there. Okay, you didn't leave the door open, did you? Oh no, go close it, buddy. Oh no, man. Oh man. So apparently, my son was trying to do his job and pick up Rosie's poop, but he probably used a paper towel, I'm guessing, and then he clogged the toilet, and so I'll have to deal with that once this earnings call starts. And we got 12 minutes until the earnings call starts, guys. 12 minutes. But yeah, I think it's better for CPI tomorrow to do the show tomorrow. I think that's the better move. You know what I mean? Yeah, it happens easy, Chris, especially with that type of stuff. And of course, I don't do that type of stuff, but I'm certainly not I have no moral issues with it, of course. I think you should just let people do whatever they want to do as long as it's not hurting anybody else. Let them do it. Man, look at Apple here. Yeah, we had some coin mining companies go live yesterday. Mara went live yesterday with their earnings report.
How are the miner stocks doing? I haven't checked them out.
Most of them dropped. I think we had Riot today, right? Let me check to see when Riot earnings were going to be. I think I thought they might have been. Somebody said they were today, but I actually think it's later on this month for Riot. But yeah, Riot's not dropping earnings until the 23rd of this month. So Riot hasn't dropped theirs. Mara, which is another mining company, dropped theirs yesterday. They put in second quarter EPS of 175, much worse than the 22-cent estimate. Sales of 24.9 million. So they missed on both fronts. Again, I think a lot of these companies, considering how much crypto has dropped over the last quarter, they're going to struggle in that regard. But they're all, a lot of these mining companies, I don't know if I trust the guidance because, as you said earlier, Cam, I don't think it's really easy to predict where cryptocurrency is going. And I think there's certainly, based off of where crypto is going. And so with that, we'll see. But yeah, let me see when the quarter started.
It's all the cycles, the cycle, every bear market will wiped out many companies and on the legacy system and also technology crypto markets as well.
Yeah, so the quarter was from April to June, and that's when the crypto market dropped the most. Bitcoin was at in the start of June, Bitcoin was at about 47 or 48,000. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the miners, and they're all kind of like negative. I mean, the market's on a correction anyway, so
yeah, but crypto market dropped it was like 60+% of those periods, and so it's understandable if some of these are going to have bad earnings this quarter specifically. Is it worth? So Swab actually has a good question. He said, "Hey, I just got home. Is it worth it to get in coin now?" I mean, bro, I don't know. To be honest, I think it's all going to depend on what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency does. You know what I mean? And so with that, we'll see. But I think that's what matters.
Bitcoin's pushing though.
Yeah, Bitcoin's been pumping up. I see that now. It's up to about 23.2K. So Bitcoin up
pushing.
to
Same thing with Ethereum.
Yeah, ETH pushing up. Let's see, up to 1690s here, 1690s. Yeah, and we're not doing that bad. I mean, we're the only people streaming Coinbase earnings, and we still got a couple hundred people here, but it's certainly slower. I think there's a lot of people that are just waiting for the CPI data to drop. Coinbase currently at 83.70s, and we got 8 minutes. So Swab says, I'm thinking with BLK and the Meta joining forces will be long term. I like Coinbase long term, and again, I really disagreed with Cathie Wood's exiting their Coinbase position. So this happened a few weeks ago, and I talked about this a bunch already, but I guess I'll go over it again. Back when Cathie Woods announced that she sold her Coinbase position, I massively disagreed with it. I said that it seems like
she sold the bottom.
Yeah, she sold it at the bottom. I said it. I was very open about this, and this was back when coin was at like $60. I remember saying, "Look, I don't agree with that. I think if you're going to hold it through the drop, you might as well hold it now because I think we're going to see nothing but upside now, at least short term." And sure enough, since then, coin ripped up over 50%, got all the way up to over $90. And yeah, just another one of Cathie Wood's trades that I just highly disagree with.
She got some positive comments regarding the BlackRock partnership. So she understands that institutional money is very, very interested on crypto right now.
Yeah, but why did she sell though? She should have held it, man. I don't know why she sold.
I think the reason we talked about this on the crypto channel the other time. One of the reasons that I think they sold is just to have a good image
to look
for
better.
some investors, because they had that Coinbase executive that got arrested for insider trading.
Yeah, that's when she sold too. It was basically right around that.
It was as soon as those news happened, that's when they sold.
Right. Yeah.
And it was all because of that. But again, I don't really I agree with everything that's happening regarding like the laws in here, because there's no frameworks for many crypto companies, or there's no guidance on like what's legal or not or illegal.
Right.
I think the SEC and all these governmental branches, they need to have a focused only crypto groups.
Yeah, well, they just need to build an actual rule book in that regard.
Right.
Adam said, so what Adam said is very true. ARK only sold 50 million, and it's probably to kind of pander to investors a little bit in that way. And they still hold what? 400 million. So yeah, they still hold a lot. But I don't know. Cathie, I disagree with ARK in a lot of different ways in terms of like just their positioning sizes. Sometimes it seems like they're buying up really hyped up stocks. And I just my trading style is just wildly different. Like most of the time, I'm looking for really extended moves on the downside, and that is when I'm actually buying things. So I tend to go with, my man Warren Buffett, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Or Rockefeller, I think it was, said the best time to buy is when blood is running in the streets. That is kind of my trading style. Is I look for healthy, long-term, sure thing companies that are extended on the short term on the downside, and I buy up those dips. I did this the other day with Intel. I bought the Intel dip, made money. I bought the AMD dip and made money after their earnings drop. DraftKings tanked a while back. I bought that up, and so I just tend to be. I trade contrary to how she trades, I think, a lot of the time.
At the same time, look, ARK has some really, really good research and really good team. They're very really smart and forward looking, and they really understand technology and innovation. So everything they're looking at is pretty solid. At the same time, Many of their moves might look a bit earlier for to market. I mean, they
Right.
were very, very early and bullish on Tesla for many, many, many years. Even and Tesla was not doing good when they were like super bullish. But I mean,
Right. But they
Tesla
still
is
stayed in
massive
it.
now. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they had the foresight to stay in, and so, and again, they're doing something right. Kathy Woods has got, millions and millions and billions under management, and so, they're doing something right. I think it just goes against the way I trade. Like I said, I buy dips, and so I'm a dip buyer in
Mhm.
companies. So I just look for extended on the downside moves, and I try to buy those up as much as I can.
But
Earnings call starts in 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes.
but
Um,
that Coinbase move was definitely not a good thing.
yeah,
I'm
man, for sure.
I'm interested to see how Coinbase is doing with their NFT strategy.
Yeah, I heard about
They're
their.
they're pushing a lot their NFT platform, and let's see how that goes.
Yeah, that'll be kind of not a make. It might be make it or break it for them, but it'll be interesting. I think OpenSea's just got everything so locked up in that way, that Coinbase is a big name though, and I think a lot of people already trade on Coinbase, and so if they can kind of transition towards uh, giving access to those customers with NFTs, which is what they're doing, then I think there's a chance that they do really well in that way. How many billions do you have? I got 30 billion right now, bro, and I'm on YouTube on a channel called Beginner Trading, bro. Come on now, man. I'd love to see a successful investor, long-term trader, try to trading on minute candles. I don't know. I just think it depends. Hit that subscribe button for good luck. Yeah, earnings call is about to start pretty soon, guys. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Again, before we close out, though, guys, everybody thank Cam. We're not closing out, but we're going to start the earnings call, and they're going to get that attention. So thank Cam for being here. Y'all go subscribe to Beginner Crypto, guys. YouTube.com/Beginner Crypto. We cover a lot of crypto topics. We do live streams usually at least once a week, most of the time more. And so, hey, I'll consider it a favor if you hit that subscribe button on Beginner Crypto. There is the link right there. Check it out. All I use is Coinbase, simple and easy to use. Also, we do have a Discord for BT Crypto as well. Let me post that link here also. We do have let me find it. There we go. BT Crypto. We got like 30 plus people there, so not bad. But yeah, check out that link here as well, guys. Yeah, I mean, if I was a billionaire, bro, I would be trading. I'd be throwing some money around and day trading. Ball BBBY today, very small position, just missed the bottom. Yeah. Hey, good luck. BBBY has been going crazy the last few days too. All right, guys, earnings call is going to be starting in about 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Again, let me know if you're bullish or bearish. Vote on the poll in chat if you haven't already. Our Twitter poll on the EV brands has been getting some attention, so that's kind of cool. A lot of people saying Neo. Basically, a lot of people saying Neo. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. Thank you guys for 82,000 subscribers. And the earnings call is about to start right now. And so, yeah, Cam, like I said, we're just going to do the show tomorrow morning after CPI. I think that makes the most sense,
That's good.
And all right, cool. But yeah, guys, y'all thank Cam. Again, go sub to BT Crypto. The link is attached to the top. So go hit that subscribe button. You can see it on the top of the chat. CPI is inflation data. All right, so let's see if this is started, guys. Hold on one second. Let me, I'm going to mute the other audio from the stream, and let me see if this starts. All right, so it hasn't started yet. Still waiting on the actual earnings call. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of the music, too, if I can find it. All right, we got the earnings call. We got some big earnings tomorrow, too. Disney tomorrow, I believe. We have, all right, so I think it's starting up now. All right, so it's live.
Second quarter 2022 earnings call.
All right, guys, let me know how the sound is.
Placed on mute to prevent any background noise.
Sound check,
if
1 2
you would
1
like
2.
to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 again. Anil Gupta, Vice President, Investor Relations, you may begin your conference.
Sound check. Sound
Thank
good,
you.
Guys?
Good afternoon and welcome to the Coinbase second quarter 2022 earnings call.
Okay.
Joining me on today's
All right,
call are
Cam.
Brian Armstrong, co-founder and CEO, Emily Choi, President and COO, and Alicia Haas, CFO. I hope you have all had the opportunity to read our shareholder letter, which was published on our IR site earlier today. Before we get started, I'd like to remind you that during today's call, we may make forward-looking statements. Actual results may vary materially from today's statements. Information concerning risks, uncertainties, and other factors that could cause these results to differ is included in our SEC filings. Our discussion today will include references to certain non-GAAP financial measures. Reconciliations to the most directly comparable GAAP financial measures are provided in the shareholder letter on our IR website. Non-GAAP financial measures should be considered in addition to, not as a substitute for, GAAP measures. We are once again using the Say Technologies platform to enable our shareholders to post questions, and in addition, we will take some live questions from our research analysts. Before that, I'll turn it over to Brian and Alicia for some opening comments. Brian?
Thanks, Anil. All right, so for the opening comments, I'd like to touch on three topics. The first is looking at crypto asset cycles broadly and where we are in this one. The second topic is going to be about our product momentum and how we're winning in this environment. And the third is about the regulatory landscape. So let's start by talking about these crypto asset price cycles. So there's a phrase that we say often internally at Coinbase. It's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. And we say that and we learn the truth of it every crypto cycle that we go through. This is probably our fourth crypto cycle that we've gone through. And they always seem a little bit scary, especially if people haven't gone through them before. And this is our first one as a public company. You know, there's lots of things like the Terra Luna collapse, and there's contagion with things like Three Arrows and Voyager and Celsius, although none of these things had any impact on Coinbase. But we've seen this all before. And so what do we do in down cycles at Coinbase? Well, first of all, we keep building. And so in up cycles, we're usually growing and we have to focus a lot on scaling. And so in down cycles, it's actually kind of a breath of fresh air. We get to go back and focus on paying down tech debt, doing innovation in our products, growing our existing products. And so it's been kind of nice to get back to that and keep focusing on building great products for customers. The other big thing we do is we focus on managing expenses closely to make sure that we can outlast any kind of down cycle. And we intentionally raised capital in 2021 to ensure that we had a really strong balance sheet going into this downturn, which has been great. We also historically have seen casual competitors take a step back in down markets, and that's been to our benefit over time. Sometimes there's interesting M&A opportunities that arise and things like that. And then every prior cycle has landed higher than the previous one due to the innovations that got built during those downturns. And so I think it's really important to kind of zoom out and look at the performance of Coinbase across these cycles. And so one thing we put in the earnings letter was just looking back over the last 2 years. If you compare our results to Q2 of 2020, of course, we had COVID in there as well, but I think looking over crypto cycles is important. Our verified users have nearly tripled in that time frame. Our monthly transacting users have grown 6x. Our total quarterly trading volume has increased 8x. Our assets on platform has increased nearly 4x. More than 2/3 of our MTUs are now engaging with multiple of our products. That number was just 20% 2 years ago. And our subscription and services revenue, which is more predictable, has contributed 18% to our total net revenue, which was only at 4% 2 years ago. So you have to really remember that crypto is not linear. Any given quarter could be up or down, or even if any given year. But if you evaluate the business across price cycles, it tells a much different story. So that's a little bit about the price cycles. Let's jump to the second topic around our product momentum. So Coinbase in this period is very focused on 5 product areas. The first one is our Coinbase retail app. This is the one that accounts for the majority of those 100 million or so verified users, and it's a large revenue generator for us. The second is Coinbase Prime, which is our prime brokerage product, serving institutions around the world, which has ended up doing very well. The third one is our staking business, which has also grown into a great source of subscription and services revenue and is growing nicely. The fourth one is Coinbase Cloud, our product for developers, which we believe will be an awesome business over time, similar to AWS or something like that, helping the thousands of startups out there, and actually not just startups, established companies integrate crypto into their product with our suite of APIs. And the fifth one, the last one, we call broadly Web3. But this touches on a major future area of growth that we believe will materialize. And in products we have there with Coinbase Wallet, our self-custodial app, various protocols that we're working on, and some things we'll touch on later. So the goal of these products, of course, is to help 1 billion people access eventually the primary, access the open financial system and be the primary financial account for them. And we've generally tried to differentiate our products by making them the most trusted out there, the easiest to use, and building one integrated suite of products so that if you sign up for your one Coinbase account and verify your identity, connect your information, your bank, your payment methods, and your crypto, you can then switch over and easily access any of our products. So there's a nice integration there into the suite. We've had a number of really exciting product wins in the last quarter. You may have seen that we were selected by BlackRock and Meta as their partners as they develop their crypto offerings. This is actually a really huge deal for a few reasons. BlackRock in particular is the largest institutional asset manager in the world. It took several years of diligence to go through with them and close this deal. And I think it really shows that Coinbase is situated uniquely to be the preferred partner to the largest companies in the world who want to integrate crypto into their offerings, which increasingly will be more and more of the Fortune 500, I believe, over time. And we're really the only reasonable choice for many of these companies as the most trusted platform and the first public company in crypto. So I think it shows that we can build not only a successful retail platform, but also close deals with the largest companies in the world so we can win across multiple customer segments. Our self-custodial wallet also had a number of wins this past quarter. We've been getting rave reviews that people believe it's now the most advanced self-custodial crypto wallet on the market. And I think our pace of product launches has really been accelerating in this period. So lastly, I just want to touch on the regulatory environment. And I'll start with the recent SEC headlines, although we've been having great interactions with the CFTC and numerous regulators around the world. So in May, the SEC sent us a voluntary request for information, including for information about our asset listings process. And we do not yet know if this inquiry will become a formal investigation. As with all regulators around the world, we're committed to productive discussion with the SEC around digital assets and securities regulation. And if this inquiry is an opportunity for that discussion, we welcome it. Zooming out, we've been pleased to see the progress recently, both in the US and in countries around the world, toward more clear legislation for crypto. In the US, there are several bills making their way through Congress with strong bipartisan support. For instance, the Stabenow-Boozman bill proposes legislation that aims to provide clarity on the regulatory authority of crypto assets between the SEC and the CFTC and others, where we frequently seem to get caught in the middle. We look forward to engaging with all relevant parties to develop common sense frameworks for regulation and oversight that help clarify what is a crypto commodity, what is a crypto security, what is a stablecoin, and what is something else entirely in the crypto ecosystem, such as NFTs are probably considered artwork. The White House put out an executive order recently asking the various departments of government in the US to work together on a comprehensive crypto legislation that preserves the innovation potential of this technology, and that now seems to be happening. When I was in DC 2 weeks ago, several people told me that crypto is one of the few bipartisan issues in DC right now where they can actually get work done. And with some luck, we may see clear stablecoin legislation passed later this year and comprehensive legislation for crypto passed next year in the United States. Of course, Coinbase is a global company, and we're seeing similar moves toward regulatory clarity globally, including in the EU with the recent passage of the Markets in Crypto Assets, or MiCA regulation. We're also seeing positive developments in Australia, the UK, Hong Kong, Brazil, and other markets as well. So it's sort of strange to say, but in some ways, the more regulation there is for crypto, the better it is for Coinbase. We're the most trusted brand in crypto and have leaned into regulation since the early days of the company. We are and will continue to be a champion for this industry, ensuring that any crypto legislation that passes preserves the innovation potential of this technology and that at a minimum treats it on a level playing field with traditional financial services. Therefore, we're more than happy to engage with any regulators around the world who will take time to meet with us. We don't see this as a bad thing. On the contrary, we believe it's the best way to help the industry move forward. I don't have anything else I can say about the SEC information request in particular, but we plan to keep you updated on developments in the regulatory space broadly as we have more to share. So just to wrap things up before I hand it over to Alicia, hopefully the overarching message here is clear. We've been through many crypto cycles before. They seem scary, but it's never as bad as it seems. It's never as good as it seems. Coinbase has succeeded over the last 10 years by continuing to focus on great product execution during down markets and managing expenses closely. We're the responsible company in the space with plenty of cash on the balance sheet, strong fundamentals if you look over the last 2 years, and we're winning deals with the largest companies to integrate crypto into their offerings. We're going to be here through the long term, through the ups and downs of this industry. And with that, let me turn it over to Alicia to discuss Q2.
Thanks, Brian. I'm going to briefly recap Q2, share our areas of focus and strengths as we adapt to these new market conditions, and then touch briefly on the outlook for the remainder of the year. First, to recap Q2. Down markets create financial headwinds, which are reflected in our Q2 results. Our MTUs totaled 9 million. We're pleased to see that decline was only 2% lower as compared to Q1. And we note 67% or 6 million MTUs were engaging with our non-investing products. And so we'll talk about that later, but we're definitely seeing a shift in behavior as MTUs are trading less, but participating increasingly in staking and other non-investing products. Our total trading volume was 217 billion, and transaction revenue was 655 million, down 30% and 35% respectively. Both metrics were influenced by a shift in consumer behavior and market activity. This is very consistent with what we've seen in prior down markets, that retail customers tend to shift from traders to hodlers. And market volume, in turn, then shifts to concentrate amongst market makers and pro-style traders. Much of that volume, the market makers, the pro-style traders, takes place in offshore exchanges where financing and derivatives products are more prevalent. Over time, we look forward to building products to better compete for this volume, but today we are a heavily retail-concentrated platform. Lastly, there was a spike of trading volume in May as investors traded around the Terra Luna collapse and subsequent credit events surrounding crypto insolvencies. We had not listed Luna, nor did we have exposure to these insolvencies, and as a result, did not participate in this volume spike. Despite these headwinds, we're really happy to see the growth of our subscription and services revenues, which were 147 million as of Q2, and notably up 44% year over year. We also have shared with you in the shareholder letter a way to look at our subscription and services revenue price adjusted, i.e. if we freeze price as of Q2 and look at that historic trend line, we're pleased to see pretty linear growth quarter over quarter as we continue to roll out breadth and depth of different product experiences on our platform. Combined, our net revenue was at 803 million. Our adjusted EBITDA loss was 151 million, and our net loss was 1.1 billion. But I want to call out here that that was heavily impacted by non-cash impairments. Excluding those non-cash impairments, our net loss would have been $647 million. We take impairments when the value of crypto assets or the value of our ventures investments fall below our carrying value of those assets. Importantly, we don't take write-ups if the market recovers above that point. So intra-quarter, as crypto dropped to lows, even if it recovered intra-quarter, we are taking an impairment down to the lowest point it reached during that reporting period and then never writing it up until we sell that asset. And so that's the impact of non-cash impairments on our P&L and on our balance sheet. I want to switch gears now and talk about how Coinbase is adjusting to these market conditions and how we're focused on operating more efficiently as we move forward. On the expense side, we've taken several steps to streamline our cost structure, including the 18% employee reduction that we announced in June. We want to highlight that it will take some time to fully realize the financial impact of all of our actions, but we are lowering our full-year expense range for technology and development and general administrative expenses to 4 to 4.25 billion, which is down from our prior outlook of 4.25 to 5.25 billion. On the product side, we've taken an approach of pause, maintain, and prioritize, and we're focusing on the 5 key areas that Brian outlined earlier. We are working hard to operate within the $500 million adjusted EBITDA loss guardrail we communicated for 2022. Clearly, we acknowledge these are stress market conditions, but based on the expense initiatives we took in Q2, we're cautiously optimistic about our ability to operate within this guardrail. That optimism is conditioned on crypto market capitalization not deteriorating meaningfully below the July 2022 levels, and that we don't see another significant change in the behaviors of our customers. In the event of those events that we see further deterioration or the performance approaches the low end of our MTU range that we're providing in our updated outlook, we may not be able to reduce our expenses quickly enough, and we may exceed that guardrail. However, despite short term, we want to commit to you that we're going to operate more efficiently as we build for the future. Lastly, I want to just close with some comments about our strong capital position and our risk. There are 3 primary factors that we look at to assess our financial strength and durability. First, at the end of Q2, we had 6.2 billion in total USD resources. We provided enhanced disclosures in our shareholder letter to really help you understand the balance sheet and how we look at it. This includes cash and cash equivalents It includes our USDC, which we operate with the same as cash. We are treating USD stablecoin as fungible to cash in our daily operations at Coinbase, and so we would like you to look at it in the same way and think about that as a cash asset. Second, we take a prudent approach to risk management. We've had no credit losses from our financing activities, no exposure to client or counterparty insolvencies. We have never blocked a client withdrawal or gated anybody taking assets off our platform, nor have we had any changes in access to the credit products for our clients. We stand apart in this way of how we operate risk within the crypto ecosystem today, and we believe this is a strength that we can continue to broaden our financing activities and be there for our clients going forward. Third, and Brian touched a lot on this, but there's a global wave towards regulation, and we're committed to working alongside policymakers to build a workable regulatory framework for the crypto economy that addresses risk, but also enables the development of adoption of digital innovation. We believe we're uniquely positioned here. So with that, let's turn to questions.
Thank you. Your first question comes from the line of Owen Lau with Oppenheimer. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, and thank you for taking my question. So in terms of expense control, what does it take for Coinbase to trigger maybe another round of resource allocation if this crypto winter continues to last? And also based on current trading volume and if the current level lasts, I understand that if this winter lasts for quite some time, and unfortunately some other crypto companies may also be in trouble, and Coinbase can benefit longer term. But how confident you are to manage the adjusted EBITDA loss to be around $500 million this year and maybe next year? Thank you.
Thanks for the question, Owen. I'll take this one. It's Alicia. So we share some of our philosophy in our shareholder letter, but the way that we approach our business is that we're operating across a cycle. And going back to our S1 from last April, we share with you in our opening founders letter that we're really looking to break even across the cycle, as we think it's important in these early days, in the nascent days of crypto, that we're building for growth, we're expanding the breadth and depth of the products on our platform, and we're bringing new users into this ecosystem. And so we do show historically we've been able to generate profits, and we're taking those profits and we're reinvesting those into the business. And so what we do is we look at stress scenarios. We forecast out multiple different revenue scenarios, and then we make sure that we can plan for our expenses over a multi-year winter. Historically, crypto winters have lasted 2 to 4 years, and so we do look at all of those historic scenarios to see, can we operate through those? This year, we did set a guardrail that if we went into a winter, that we would operate to a $500 million loss. It's never clear to us exactly where we are in a crypto cycle. And so we're constantly updating our scenarios, updating our contingency plans, and ensuring that we can take a long-term view. So we will balance expense management with prudent investment, but make sure that we can manage that through a multi-period downturn. We have not yet given an outlook for what we believe 2023 would be, but we continue to think about this as investing for the future. We're not looking to make a profit in every quarter or every year, but we are looking to continue to show growth in the adoption of our products and services, seeing the green shoots, seeing the right progress, and believe that then when we have the right expense against that opportunity.
This is Anil Gupta. I'll jump back in. I think we reordered the call on accident. So I'll go back and state some ground rules for our shareholder Q&A. Before we dive into Q&A, I wanted to just quickly reiterate our principles. First, we're going to answer the most upvoted questions determined by the number of shares, and we might group questions together that touch on the same themes. Second, we do not plan to answer questions related to the potential listing of new assets. And third, we will avoid questions we've answered in the past if there are no updates. For example, we still don't plan to issue a dividend. So with that, I'll start the Q&A from our shareholders with Brian, Emily, and Alicia. The first question we have that's top of mind for many shareholders, especially in light of recent industry events, is the safety and security of their assets, as well as exposure to some of the leverage products and counterparties at the center of the recent market turbulence. Alicia?
Thanks for this question. So as I shared in my open remarks, we have seen some credit events in the second quarter, and these events shocked the crypto credit market. And we think these are going to be a major inflection point for the industry. I want to first note that the solvency concerns surrounding entities like Celsius, 3AC, Voyagers, and others, in our view, are a reflection of insufficient risk controls at those entities. To us, these issues were foreseeable and actually credit specific rather than crypto specific in nature. Many of these firms were who are over-leveraged with short-term liabilities mismatched against longer duration or illiquid assets. Those are common flaws that we've seen across TradFi and now crypto alike, but these are credit-specific issues. Coinbase had no financial exposure to these entities that I just spoke about. Further, we have not engaged in these types of risky lending practices and have focused on building a more sustainable financing business with prudence and deliberate, taking lessons of the TradFi past into consideration. As I mentioned in my remarks, we have not blocked any client withdrawals. We have not had any access to credit changes for our clients. And risk management is a first principle in our product design. We're holding customer assets one-to-one. We're not rehypothecating. We're not lending any assets without customer consent. What our customers choose to do with their assets is our customer's choice. Coinbase is not making independent decisions of what to do with those assets without customer approval. I want to switch gears and then just talk about the safety and security beyond credit risk for a minute, because this was a big topic coming out of our prior call. Customer assets are segregated and protected on Coinbase. We've recently clarified in our retail user agreement to expressly highlight the applicability of UCC Article 8, and this provides the same legal protection for our institutional customers as well as our retail customers. And it is the strongest known legal protection available to crypto assets. Our Chief Legal Officer, Paul Graywell, recently penned a blog post a few weeks ago with a very detailed approach on the mechanisms that we have put in place to safeguard customer assets, and I would encourage you all to read it, but we feel very good that we have industry-leading protection for crypto assets.
Great. Our next question is that a number of shareholders have expressed disappointment with our share price performance since going public. What's the plan to get the stock price back on track? Brian?
Yeah, so I think it's important when looking at this to distinguish between what is in our control and what's not in our control. And of course, we don't control the macroeconomic factors or downturn. We don't really even control the crypto market more broadly, right? So what do we control? Well, obviously, we can focus on building great products for our customers. We can focus on staying on the forefront of crypto technology to make sure that we're creating compelling use cases and making those available to our customers. We can focus on our expense management closely in down markets. And frankly, we can ensure we just don't get distracted or disillusioned by short-term thinking. So I believe that the work we're doing today to develop and innovate new products and tools is going to make us really well situated to capture disproportionate share in the next up cycle.
Our next question centers on competition. Several shareholders have asked how Coinbase intends to differentiate and compete, particularly as other exchanges seem to be gaining share, lowering their fees, and are perceived to be moving faster and innovating faster. Emily?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Let's unpack that a bit. So it is true that some of our core US retail customers are trading less. And what we found is that our core users tend to hibernate and transact less in these periods of uncertainty. We observed similar behavior during 2018 and 2019. And yet we're happy because for those who are still choosing to transact, average revenue per investing MTU is still comfortably above the lows that we saw in the last crypto downturn that began in 2018. And it's also important to note that customers are hanging around and engaging with crypto in new passive ways, notably staking. There's another explanation for Q2, and that is that there was a lot of episodic activity that we didn't participate in. We believe that much of this was driven by events in Q2 relating to assets we didn't support, such as Luna, and counterparties like 3AC, Celsius, and Voyager that we had no exposure to thanks to our robust risk management and asset listing process. And then finally, we should note that there is a larger amount of trading volume moving offshore as high volume traders and market makers seek diversification overseas with derivatives and other products that aren't currently available in the US. Now, Coin is live in 100 plus countries, but we are overweight the US. And that's actually the reason we're so focused on compliance and moving the innovation conversation forward in the US. That's why Brian was talking about the trip we made to DC and the cycles we're spending on that. Longer term, though, the way that we move market share is just focusing on our customers, and we are committed to regaining share over time in a way that is compliant and safe for them, including through our new derivatives offering and continued international expansion.
Hey, can I just jump in here, Emily? I do think we should also talk about the fee part of that question. And the way I've been thinking about it is in terms of customer cohorts, as we see very different behavior between our retail customers, our market makers and high frequency traders, and then the new institutional customers that are beginning to engage in crypto through Coinbase Prime. So today, as many of our listeners know, Coinbase generates most of our revenue from our retail customer base. They trust our products because they're safe, easy to use, and we give them an integrated platform to engage with a range of crypto assets and then crypto activities like staking and spending on your card and access to the DApp wallet and NFTs and increasing breadth of things you can do on our platform. We are okay with being the premium product. We feel like we've differentiated versus other services and that customers are willing to pay a premium for that service. And to date, we have not seen fee compression on the retail side and have not seen the need to change that fee model. In fact, we were experimenting with pricing, for example, with Coinbase One, with doing a subscription product where we're bundling all these services together and giving our users the opportunity to trade with no fees. They still pay a spread, but no fees to have better product experience. But over the long term, we continue to believe that there will be fee compression, and we started to build a diversified set of products that monetize in other ways, which is why we're so happy to see subscription and services become an increasing percentage of our net revenue, 18% in Q2. But when I shift gears and I look at the market makers, this is a group where we do think there will be fee compression in the short term. This is a client segment that's trading the highest volumes on our platform, so they're already receiving the lowest fee tiers based on our volume-based pricing. But this is a group that we are going to see increasing competition as competitors lower fees and as we compete for this volume. We talk about this extensively in our shareholder letter, and while this is an important group, we are more focused, quite candidly, on that retail customer and on that institutional customer who's coming in through Coinbase Prime and looking at the breadth of products and services that we offer. But we will be building products over time to compete more aggressively for the market maker platform. And that is something that we can talk about later.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would add here is in terms of differentiating versus competitors, I think about it as three main things. The first is that our brand, I think, and everything, all the products that we build, we really try to be the most trusted option for customers in the industry. And that comes down to cybersecurity, preventing hacks. It comes down to compliance, leaning into regulation. It comes down to great customer support, doing what we say we're going to do, not being sketchy. So I think being the most trusted option is a good first pillar there. The second thing is around ease of use. So again, we try to make crypto accessible to everybody in the world. We want to eventually have 1 billion people accessing this new economy through our products. And crypto is still often way too difficult to use. And so I think we're continually leading the industry there and making our products simpler and simpler. And lastly, we're building an integrated product suite, a sort of one-stop shop, if you will. So if somebody already has a Coinbase account, and it's non-trivial to get a new account set up somewhere, you have to do KYC, you may have to connect your payment methods, you may have to store your crypto balances there. So once you have a Coinbase account, we just make it easy to switch over and try any of these products or services. So you can do any kind of crypto activity you want in one place, whether that's trading or staking or paying or borrowing or creating something like an NFT. And so one-stop shop is a very powerful differentiator for us over time.
All right, our next question is, what are the tangible steps we're taking to diversify our revenue from trading and other revenues linked to crypto asset prices? Alicia?
Sure, I'm going to start with first, we're a crypto company. So all our revenues will likely always have some correlation with broad crypto markets. However, we're working hard to diversify our product mix to reduce the volatility in our revenues. A couple of years ago, we started to invest in these products, and as we shared in our shareholder letter, now 18% of our net revenues are coming from subscription and services, up from 4% in Q2 2020. This is also up 44% year over year, even in this down market. So staking is a big growth driver for us. We're also starting to see significant growth from interest income, which is driven underlying from the activities that we see in USDC on our platform and the adoption of that stablecoin. But this is an area we're continuing to invest in. And so if you look at our product areas as we outlined in our shareholder letter, what you see in terms of the developer products with Coinbase Cloud or some of the actions that we're making within Web3, we think we'll continue to add diversified revenue streams over time.
Our next question is looking for a bit of clarity on our wallet strategy, and particularly if we have plans to integrate it into the core Coinbase platform. Brian?
Yeah, so I'm happy to talk a bit about Coinbase Wallet. For those of you who don't know, Wallet is our self-custodial app, meaning that it lets users store their own crypto assets instead of having us store it on their behalf. And we've seen strong customer demand for both our custodial app and self-custodial apps. And so it's important for us to kind of get broad coverage across the different user segments who want both of these types of functionality. So Coinbase Wallet is really important to us for a few reasons. Strategically, one is that it allows us to onboard customers in many different countries around the world. It's treated more like a software product in that regard, since the customers are storing their own funds. And it also allows our customers to access the latest developments in crypto, whether that's interacting with DeFi or smart contracts, or people who want to use NFTs or accessing what's broadly being called now Web3, which is a really exciting area of development. We think will be a big area of growth. And just briefly to touch on that, so today's internet is largely run by a handful of centralized companies that access and monetize their users' personal data. But Web3 is something it's the next generation of that. It's being owned by builders and users, storing their own data in a more private way, and it's often orchestrated by these different crypto tokens, creating a more decentralized and community-governed version of the internet. So we're also seeing a lot of startups and venture dollars and entrepreneurs building new companies and apps. Sometimes these are called decentralized apps or dApps in Web3. And so Coinbase Wallet is a really important way for people to access all of this emerging functionality. In fact, we often say our strategy is to be the primary financial account for people in the crypto economy, and Wallet is an important way that they're now doing that with Web3. As I mentioned in my opening remarks, we've made a number of improvements to the Wallet app over the last few quarters. So, for instance, we now support more than 7 different blockchains in Coinbase Wallet and different layer 2s, enabling users to utilize apps across all of these chains without bridges or multiple wallets. We also totally redesigned Wallet on a new tech stack in Q2, and we're seeing rave reviews, really great customer responses from that online. So we now believe it's the best self-custodial wallet on the market, and we're seeing a lot of that positive chatter. The second part of this question really asked about how will we integrate Wallet into our core Coinbase platform. And of course, the core retail app has a lot of distribution, and a lot of people don't want to have 2 apps installed. They prefer to use our custodial app. And so we worked really hard to bring that same functionality that's in Wallet into our main Coinbase app. And we're doing that, without getting too much into the technical details. We've had to make a new wallet type available that met all of the stringent cybersecurity requirements that we have in place. It uses a technology called MPC, or multi-party computation, which we spent, a long time investing in to enable some of this functionality. But what's great about it is that now we have this, we call it the dApp wallet inside our core retail app. We have a dApp marketplace where people can try these different third-party applications, interface with them seamlessly. And it's enabling to do all of these things that I mentioned earlier, DeFi, NFTs, Web3, just like they would be able to in the Wallet app, but now we've brought it to 100% of our customers. So the technical details don't matter as much as the customer experience. I think we're really excited about empowering some of this new functionality. It's helping us attract and retain more and more customers in this space. And it's going to keep moving really quickly. So I'm glad that we've been able to provide these experiences to our customers.
Okay, great. Thanks, Brian. So now with that, Sarah, let's switch gears and go back to the live questions from our analysts, please.
Thank you. Your question comes from Lisa Ellis with MoffettNathanson. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. Thanks for taking my question, and thanks for the additional disclosures. I thought this bridge on page 18 of the shareholder letter is super helpful. That was actually the direction of where I wanted to go with my question. Maybe this one, Alicia, is for you on sort of how you think about cash burn at Coinbase. This bridge shows down $423 million in the quarter, and that's kind of the decrease in cash available. I think looking back at Q1, I don't know the exact number because I have to do this exact math, but it's sort of similar or slightly higher than that. So is that how we should be thinking about cash burn? And are you thinking about sort of solving for a cash burn rate, in the same way you're thinking about solving for an adjusted EBITDA figure? Thank you.
Thanks for the question, Lisa. So we do think about EBITDA and cash a little bit separately because EBITDA is a closer proxy to what we're spending on operations, but we continue to make investments. We think our venture investments are an important part of developing the ecosystem and giving us a lens into the future. And then we also think of our financing activities, so the products that we offer to institutional and retail customers, as an important part of our business. And so you will see cash fluctuating within our investing and financing activities that we think is just adding good revenue and good future strategic value to the company, independent from the operating cash. And so I do think about our operating cash as the metric that I would focus you on, that we are managing closely and ensuring that we are prudent in how much we burn vis-a-vis our balance sheet resources.
Your next question comes from the line of Ken Worthington with JP Morgan. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the question. Um, Crypto markets have been under pressure, and during the last call, you mentioned that in the past, Coinbase was able to accelerate its growth by investing and acquiring. And I think Alicia brought up the example of acquiring Zappo in the last call. In this call, you mentioned the repurchase of your debt in the past. And we've seen a couple of your peers acquire distressed assets in sort of high-profile ways. So I don't think we've seen, at least in an obvious way, Coinbase leveraging the downturn to acquire its way into building the business. So I think first, has Coinbase taken advantage of this sell-off and stress in the market to build via M&A or debt pay down? And if not, why not yet? And then second, there are a number of bears that point out that Coinbase debt is trading at distressed levels, and Coinbase is burning some cash, and therefore these actions are not taking place because you're not in a position to do so. So can you talk about the pricing of the debt and maybe the misperceptions that you're hearing about your balance sheet? That would be great. Thank you.
Sure. Why don't I address the debt, and then Emily, I'll turn it over to you and talk a little bit about M&A philosophy and where we see opportunities in this market. So what I would share with you is we strategically raised capital in 2021, and we have very long-dated liabilities. So the convert comes due in 2026, and then we raise 7- and 10-year high-yield notes. We believe this gives us the resources to operate for many years, and those were priced at interest rates that, frankly, we couldn't get in the market today. We don't anticipate being able to find in the market for the next 2 to 3 years. This gives us the resources, quite candidly, to invest through a winter. This gives us the resources to be able to offer financing products to our customers off our balance sheet. And this gives us a lot of flexibility to make decisions for a much longer term duration. So we are not looking to take advantage of the price dislocation and just buy that back, because we think that's a financial engineering activity and not really in the best interest of building a long, sustainable operating business, which is what we're focused on doing. And then with regards to M&A, Emily, do you want to talk about how we think about these markets?
Sure. We continue to be active across both ventures and M&A. It's an area that has helped us gain access to the innovation happening in the crypto ecosystem. It helps us strengthen our competitive positioning. It helps us execute against our mission. And crypto winters we view as builders markets. It's often the best time for us to be greedy when others are fearful. So you mentioned the Zappo acquisition that underpins our custody offering. We did that last crypto winter. We also did the acquisition of Tagomi, which essentially laid the foundation for our prime brokerage platform. And you can expect that we'll continue to do targeted M&A that has, high hurdles for ROI. In this type of a market, we'll probably have higher hurdles. And then on the venture side, we typically like seed stage investments during this time because, again, it's a builder's market. You tend to see a lot of innovation happening at the ground level, such as OpenSea during 2018 when we invested in that seed round during the last crypto winter. So we're going to be prudent about capital allocation, but we think we have a very unique lens on development across the crypto space, and we're going to take advantage of it.
Your next question comes from the line of Richard Repetto with Piper Sandler. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. And my question is more of a a more general question, but it's for Brian. And Brian, in mid-July, you wrote a blog post, and very thoughtful, well-researched post about operating efficiently at scale. And then in one of the paragraphs, you talked about, and I think this was to your employees, but you talked about avoiding spending too much time on what's going well, and really share what's not going well so you can improve on it. So in the spirit of what you put out in that blog, Brian, I'm just trying to see what things, and again, I know you're investing for the future and you're making progress, expanding crypto to all, but what things aren't going so? What areas could you improve?
Yeah, well, thanks for the question. That's certainly been an interesting cultural change for us. We always try to think about, okay, let's take a minute to celebrate the things that are going well, but we always try to think about what we can be doing even better. I think a lot is going well, but if you look back, I think that we probably could have grown slower over the last couple of years, right? That's something that we probably could have done better. I think that, we're still iterating on how we communicate. Our expenses are actually quite predictable, but as you can see, our revenue, and of course that ties into EBITDA, is less predictable. And so I think we're still iterating on how we want to communicate ranges publicly and things like that, and making sure that, you know, we're explaining this new industry to the public markets. It's sort of, as the first crypto company to go out, I feel like we're a little bit of like a bellwether for the whole industry, and we're kind of trying to write the playbook on how to understand this industry if it is going to keep going through ups and downs. Now, my guess is that those cycles will become more muted over time, just because the adoption of crypto kind of keeps growing through all of these cycles. And as the use cases are more and more prevalent, you know, like today, there might be, you know, hundreds of millions or something like that of people in the world who've tried crypto. But as it gets to be billions or something like that, then I think these cycles will just become more muted. So I'd say we're iterating on all kinds of things in that direction.
Your next question comes from the line of Stephen Glagola with Cowen. Please go ahead.
Thanks for the question. Can you just unpack further the puts and takes around the Q2 retail take rate coming in slightly higher versus Q1 and year over year, including the mix of pro users and the main consumer app? And just can you discuss your outlook on the retail take rate for the second half? Any early reads on the impact of consolidated advanced trading with the main consumer app? Thanks.
Thanks for the question. So there's very little update that we have compared to our past comments that the retail fee take rate is mathematically the output of the mix of volume on our platform. And as we know, we have two pricing models. One, we have the simple trading pricing model now, and then we have tiered pricing for our more advanced traders. And so as mix shift occurs, what pencils out then is the blended rate. And so we didn't change pricing in Q2, but what we saw is less trading at the higher volume tiers. And so as people traded lower volumes, those were higher fee tiers, which resulted in a slightly higher fee rate. And so as we think about for the second half, what we're expecting and what we shared in our outlook is that we think that volumes will be on the lower side or in line with what we've seen in July so far. And those are lower volumes, which means we'll see sort of the on the higher side of fees, which is probably in line with what we saw in Q2. But again, it's all mathematical and mixed, and we have not seen any impact yet on our fees. We're not seeing cannibalization or anything that would indicate that there would be a broad change in consumer behavior as how they trade on our platform. But it's, again, early days. We just announced the retail advanced trading within the main app this quarter, but we're watching it closely, but we don't have an update to share at this time.
Your next question comes from the line of Devin Ryan with JMP Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, good evening. Maybe a little bit of a follow-up just on that last line of question. So if we look at crypto prices, you know, they're up maybe slightly over the past month. So maybe you could say we're seeing some stabilization after a big drop. And you appreciate it's a very short period of time, but you know, the trading volumes that we can track on platform are still declining a fair amount from the second quarter, and you know, you're expecting a pretty healthy drop in AT or RPU in the back half of the year per the guide. So just love to get a little more color on the interplay between crypto market cap and price and activity. That would be helpful. And then also just the scaling of Coinbase One. We've been getting some questions and whether that's impacting AT, RPU in any direction, or just the overall outlook.
Sure. So we have seen price come up, but I would just note that crypto is very volatile, and so it's very hard to see if it's a true change in directory until we see it truly in hindsight. So what we're looking at is the broad headwinds of the macro environment is still putting a lot of investors on the sidelines. We are looking at the headwinds of still seeing some fallout in the crypto credit environment. We just saw another exchange in Germany, unfortunately, file for insolvency today, or it might have been yesterday, but recently. And so I think that we need to see a little bit of stabilization there, as well as we'd like to have more certainty in the regulatory market. And that's all influencing what we're expecting for the second half. But I would comment to you, these markets move very quickly and we could see a shift. It is very hard to predict what will happen, and there could be rallies from things that we can't have visibility in today. So we are focusing, as we shared with you, where we're focused. We're focused on rolling out the products and services that we have. On our roadmap, we're really excited about the feedback we're getting from customers on some of our newly released features, such as retail advanced trading in the main app, such as the new wallet app that we've put out there. And we think that by doing that and engaging our customers, we'll be able to bring back volume to our platform.
Sarah, we have time for one more question, please.
Thank you. Our final question will come from the line of Will Nance with Goldman Sachs. Please go ahead.
Hey guys, good evening. Thanks for taking the question. Just a question on stock-based comp. Appreciate all the comments on trying to manage the business more efficiently. Stock-based comp, running over half of revenue, and just wondering how you're thinking. One, is there anything nuanced in there about founder grants or things that are coming in at high exercise prices? And then two, just more broadly, how are you guys thinking about limiting the non-cash dilution that shareholders experience from stock-based comp over time? Thanks.
Sure. Thanks for that question. So the thing I want to share with you is that our board and our management team really understand investor concerns around stock-based comp, and we're very aligned with investors. Our goal is to grow profits and grow stock price and manage dilution effectively. Given the inherent volatility in crypto, we're a little bit different in how we think about these metrics. And we think about our stock-based comp metrics similarly to how we think about all of our other financial metrics, as which we took a longer term horizon view. So the metric that we look at is we look at gross dilution over a trailing 3-year average. And when you look at it through that lens, in 2021, our gross dilution from new awards was 2.4%. Year to date, it's been about 3%. And we're looking at that and saying, how does that benchmark against peers? And we're feeling fairly good about that right now. Looking forward, what I can share with you that if we have the same size of employee base in 2023, our stock-based comp would come down on a year-over-year basis, as we do have some M&A earnouts and other multi-year grants from prior years that are being amortized in this year from a multi-year vest schedule. We're not prepared to provide a 2023 outlook right now, but we do expect a year-over-year decline in stock-based comp.
Great. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to speaking with you on our call again next quarter.
This concludes today's call. You may now disconnect your lines.
All right, team, that's it for today. Appreciate everybody helping me hit 82,000 subscribers. Truly do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. Also, go sub to Beginner Crypto. Team, that's it for today. Whoa. Appreciate everybody helping me. Got the echo on my phone. But yeah, y'all go sub to BT Crypto. You can see it attached to the top of the chat. Appreciate the love and support, guys. Good luck. And we'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. We'll be back bright and early. CPI data tomorrow morning, guys. Hit the subscribe button. We'll be back bright and early streaming. CPI data is released at 8:30 in the morning. And so, yeah, good luck. We'll see you guys. Appreciate the support.